Hello, hello everybody, welcome on in. Hope everybody is doing well today. Hi Angie, hi Zoe, hi Lucy and Hannah, hi Kate, and hi to Amy, welcome in. It's 6:30 AM but couldn't sleep, so perfect timing. Happy to keep you company in the wee hours of the morning. Well, not so wee, but just early hours. Hi Sandra, welcome. Lovely to see you. Hi Ilex. Just moo. Hiya Kimberlyn. Hello Cozy Paper Trails. And Yana, welcome. Just gonna crack open a can of Tango. I felt like treating myself today. Don't usually have fizzy drinks, so cheers. Sandra, if you go onto your YouTube homepage, there's a really easy way to change your name if you don't want your full name showing up. I can show you very quickly. So here's YouTube. You've seen what I've recently watched. So you go on the U down here, view channel, and yours won't have it, but just go edit channel. And you can see it all there, and you can change your name and your handle. The handle is what shows up on here, so that's the one you need to change. I'm not sure how quickly it updates, but if you want to change your name, that's how you do it. Hi Nikki, hi Shell, welcome. Sometimes animal noises are easier to pass than human words. I just woke up. You're alright, Alex. It made me giggle. Hi Kaza, welcome. And hi Alexis, welcome in. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a page from Boules de Poils today. Feels like a while since I coloured in this. When was the last time? I've only done a few pages. This was one of the first ones I did. Probably my favourite I've done. Have I done anything? Oh yeah, I did. I think that might have been the last one actually. That was June. June of last year. That was pretty early, March 2024. Oh, sorry, cough is still just about lingering. That was February 2024. Oh, and this one, that was October 2024. There's another one that... Oh, I'm thinking of a different book. I was like, there's one with a wolf, but that's the bear book. I'm getting confused. So yeah, that was the last page I coloured in June. So I don't show this book enough love. I don't know why. But this is the one I'm going to be colouring today. Old Not Phone Savvy, but watched many of your videos. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you very much. Hi, Artistic. Welcome. Still don't have any of Diane Dufour. Yep, you got the spelling right. Books. Art, she's amazing. It is adorable. Hi Donna, finally made a live. Nice to see you. It is such a cute little book. Definitely need to colour more. Where's my scrap bit of paper? Oh, come on, here it is. I haven't got any pencils out yet. But the plan is, it's really simple, so I don't anticipate it taking me too long. The plan is to make this kind of yellow wheat, and then I want to do a fun background. I'm not sure exactly what colours. Maybe pink? I'm a little bit obsessed with pink skies at the moment. Or I'm thinking like a sunrise look, with like blue to yellow. I'm not quite sure. Love how little it is. Yeah, the fact that it's literally the size of your hand makes it for a nice quick achievement. Oh, lovely. I was like, I've got a text. It's from Peacocks. I don't care, Peacocks. That's a clothes store in the UK. Kristen, hi Kristen. Yes, I was like trying to remember, and I knew it was something that began with a K, And I couldn't remember, but yeah, thank you, Kristen. Yeah, I love the way Diane draws animals especially. I think they are super cute. So I don't know where to start with this. I might start with the wheat. And I think I will zoom you in a bit because it is rather small. Oh, come on. There we go. A little bit zoomed in. I can show you what she has done. I have all but one. And this one. So this is everything by Diane Dufour. I don't know what came first. I think this came first actually. So first was Boules de Poils. I'll give you a very brief flip through. So this one goes through the seasons with the summer at the back, and each seasonal section is marked by this a page like this, which has an animal within a diamond and a little patterny background. So that was summer. Now we're in spring, and there's the start of the spring section. So now we're in winter. We got a few Christmassy pages in here. Yeah, just super cute. That's the start of the winter section, and then it starts with autumn here, which is probably my favourite section. I don't know, either this or the spring. It's always between the autumn and the spring sections for me. That's the autumn start. And then we have, I mean, I don't know what order these came out. I think next was Sirens du Monde, which is the mermaid's book. And I think the interesting thing about these mermaids is that they're mermaids from around the world. That's what it translates to. So you do have your traditional kind of tropical mermaids, but you've also got some ones in Peru and in Japan and different, got just like some Arctic mermaids, which is really unique in here. Christmas mermaid. I feel like I always forget that there's a little Christmas tree there. Yeah, towards the front there's quite a few Arctic ones which are fun. I haven't decided what, I always colour a page in this each year for Mermaid. I haven't decided what one I'm doing this year. Then I think it was Lunar Therapy, which translates to Teddy Bear Therapy. This one does have seasonal pages, but they're not divided into sections. This one is my personal favourite. I love these little bears and the scenes. I don't really care for the bear faces, but the rest I just absolutely adore. This was one that we coloured on a live stream in February, I think it was. Ooh, mermaid. It's a really nice mermaid page, that one actually. Even space, dragons. That would have been a good page for us in the UK yesterday, St George's Day. Looks like the St George's dragon. Oh, glittery. That's the one we did on stream in February. Yeah, that's the page I was thinking of in Boules de Poils, but it's in this book. And then we have Elf et Lutin, the bookmark set. And I really like these bookmarks. Great little easy wins. You can use them once you're done for flagging pages that you want to colour, pages that you have coloured. And they've clearly been drawn for this size, which I think is really good. Yeah, lots of cute pages here. Need to do some more. And then the most recent one, Dragons du Monde, Dragons of the World. Did that on stream. Did both of the pages I've coloured in here on stream so far. So you've got different dragons from around the world, like the Mermaid's book, but dragon themed instead. This might be my second favourite. I love this one. And then she also has nature, which are animals in this same size. So you've got the smaller ones, which are the petit carré, and then these are the grand carré. So you can see quite a bit narrower and quite a bit shorter. Yeah, that's the size of your hand, whereas that's your hand and a little bit more. Yeah, those are all of Diane Dufour's books. Go back to this one, and I will go back and catch up on chat, because I saw a lot of people coming in, or I saw a lot of messages coming in. The spring section is the same land that you're colouring today. Yes, so it's the exact same little little pose. I'd probably do it differently though, just for difference. You did a mermaid from this book last night. Fun. I think you did a book called Nature. Yes, yeah. Hi Paulina, welcome. And hi Atlanta, welcome in. Corky on the opposite page is absolutely a good boy, definitely. Such a good boy. Both of them are. 2 Corkies. Not me thinking Peru was landlocked. It's not. Yeah, I don't think anything in South America's landlocked, is it? So you've got Brazil, which takes up like 80%, and then everything else is kind of, I don't know, there might be a couple. I'm not that great with my geography. Hi Yulia, welcome. It was Yulia, wasn't it? Welcome back, welcome in. Hi Jeanette, welcome. Coloured the Peruvian page this week. Ooh, nice, Nikki. Like those bookmarks, they are beautiful. Hi Millie, welcome. Are those all of them, or does she have anything you don't have? Just Nature is the one that I don't have. But so far, that is all of them. I have all her books. She is a must-buy for me. I don't know why I don't have Nature. Just for, it was on my wish list for ages, and I've been sort of like to and fro and getting it. Do I not? Do I get it? Do I not? I decided no. I don't know, there's just something, and sometimes if there's just something about a book, like, better to just not get it. Like, just colour the ones you have. Needs to rain right now so I can get this barometric pressure headache. I worked outside this morning as much as possible and now want to colour. Yeah, come inside and colour away. Hopefully take your mind off that headache a bit. Hi Jasmine, hi Adele, welcome. It's raining here, just started around 2 and now I hear thunder. Don't let them fool you, that Corky's planning chaos. What do you mean? What do you mean, that little face? Paraguay and Bolivia are. Ah, there you go. So just 2. I like to think I know a good bit of geography, but South America is such a Mandela effect, it's odd. What do you mean Peru is to the left? Why is Brazil so big? Yeah, Brazil is like a chonky boy. It's massive. Absolutely massive. And also, like, the position of it, it's like I've seen, like, the entirety of South America is further east than Florida or something like that. It's like, I can't remember exactly, but there's like a line that you can put between, and it's like really shifted one side that you don't quite realise. Did pick out some pages for Mermaid and Mermaids in Paradise, Clara Markova's Fairy Celebrations, Orchard Full of Fairies, and Tenderful Enchantments. Nice. I had a voucher for Michael's, so I picked up a book, Woodland Wonderland by Rachel Reinhardt, single-sided. The paper seems really good. Ooh, yes, that is a gorgeous book. That is a stunning, stunning book, that one. We're in a drought and really need rain. It's supposed to get rain early evening. Let's hope that comes for you then, Yana. If you could redo that page with the woman carrying a stack of groceries and a beagle, it would be hilarious. Love that, Kimberlyn. Maybe all of Brazil is east of Florida. It's not all of South America. I can't remember what it was. It was something. It was something. We need to get you Nature. My Maria and Hannah books are dispatched today. Woohoo! Mine too. Mine too. Can't wait. And also a chonker of a book from Lyrica, a Disney book, which I cannot wait for it to arrive. Yeah, my not Lyrica, my iMusic order says it's due Wednesday, and I'm like, come on, let's get moving. I was hoping it might arrive by like Monday, but no, Wednesday it says it's due. Make it here earlier though. Put the new mythographic on my wish list after watching a flip through. I thought it was going to be like ELO book? What do you mean by ELO book? ELO book. Oh, Emily Liedholt Oberg's book for some reason, which doesn't appeal. Ah, yeah. I mean, if you're wondering what we're on about, I am obsessed with this. Obsessed. And I've got a buddy colour planned. I've got a buddy colour planned for next month, because I was like, I want to colour in this anyway. Buddy colour will help inspire me. I'm limiting buddy colours, but if it's something that I already was planning on doing, I'll accept it. But yeah, we are doing... Where is she? The paper is thin, although... Oh, who was it? I think it was Karu at My Starseed, I'm pretty sure, in the Mythographic group chat, had coloured a page from here and said that ink tested pretty well. It didn't bleed too much over the lines, so I'm hopeful. We had a good colouring experience. Where is she? Where has she gone? Why can't I find her? It's the Tooth Fairy. Is she near at the back? You're just getting like 3 mini flip throughs here. I've probably passed her like 5 times. Is it behind that one? Nope. It's not that one. Ah, there she is. There she is. That's the page we're doing. Oh, stunning. Cannot wait. Hi Adri, welcome, welcome. Lovely to see you. Got 3 of Rachel Reinhardt's, nice. Haven't seen Rachel's books before. Yeah, they are gorgeous. Yeah, I went past her. I definitely went past her twice. I think I was thinking of a different page. Like, sometimes you're looking for a specific detail and you don't find it, so it takes a while. Oh wait, maybe I was wrong. It does look like almost all of the continent is east of Florida. Yeah, that's the kind of like weird Mandela effect that you just don't quite realise, like how far east it is. I was incorrect, I was basing that on time zones, but I forget many countries there don't do daylight savings. Yeah. Excited to try some alcohol marker because it's single-sided. Alcohol marker newbie, nice. Can someone please take our daylight savings time? I don't want it. I heard on Bailey J's jog? Bailey J's recent vlog that... What's the state she's... Is it Alberta? I don't know. The place she lives in Canada, they're stopping daylight savings time. They're never changing the clocks again. And quite a few places in Canada are doing that. I relate to not finding pages. Took me forever to find the Colour Me Capybara's page for this month. I was about to write to chat and ask for the number. Told you would love it, honestly. I believed you. I believed you. And I went into Zoe's stream on yesterday, and I went in, I was eating my lunch, went in, and I was like, blurred my eyes, immediately looked away because she was flipping through the book, and I was like, mine's just arrived, like it just got left on the doorstep, and I was like, I want to do first impressions. And I'm glad I did. British Columbia, there we go. Got a call from work, I was so worried I was in trouble. It was like, oh, for me it's like, oh, what extra shift do they want me to work now? And how am I going to lie and say no? Well, not lie, but just say no. No, I've got plans. No, I'm busy. We're on daylight savings time now, so I'd like to change back in the fall and never change again. Yeah. Love the late daylight in the summer, sitting outside at 9 PM and it's still a bit light. It wants dark at 7:30 in July. I agree. I agree. Right, let's get us started. So I think I'm going to use permanent green olive and May green for the grass, and light yellow ochre and Naples ochre for the wheat. I might as well get out some. I'm going to give it like an ivory colour, ivory, and a bit of brown ochre for the shadow, and maybe dark sepia for its hooves. Not sure what colours do the butterflies, but I'll do that later. Sitting outside in the daylight at 9:45 p.m. is ridiculous here in Michigan. I'd like to keep the summertime because darkness at PM in winter is diabolical. Yeah. I hate it when it gets to being dark at like 4 p.m. Oh, hate that. Happy with midnight sun in summer. Don't want dark at 7:30, but I don't want light until almost 10 p.m. It's excessive. There's no pleasing some, Kimberlyn. Hi Adorn, welcome. I'm a vampire, so I love it when the clocks go back. For health reasons, I prefer it when it's cooler weather. I definitely suffer with SAD, seasonal affective disorder, so I like my daylight. I like the fact that I don't have to turn on my SAD lamp anymore. It brings me joy. I feel like I have so much more energy when it's just bright and sunny and not grey and dingy. Even if I don't go outside in the sun, just the house and the room being bright means a lot. I find it improves my mood a lot. That's what I'm accustomed to, but not here. Took me a while to get used to being dark at 6 p.m. in the summer. Yeah, that's kind of... must be a strange thing, 6 p.m. in the summer. I think it basically comes to Michigan being in the wrong time zone. It's because Detroit is on the easternmost edge of the state, and that's the biggest population, but it's annoying. Yeah. Hate summer light. I work nights. I do not want the sunlight to be there when I wake up for my night shift. Oh yeah. I can imagine that is a bit kind of jarring in a way. If I'm a permanent daylight savings time if Michigan were in the central time zone. Depends on the area. Here it's 50 Shades of Grey in the cold season. Yeah, us too. Loved living in Costa Rica for 2 summers and having like 13 hours of daylight and 11 hours a night. Yeah, that's like peak summertime here in the UK. Oh, just noticed I missed a couple up here. Are you just using Polychromos for this page, or do you plan to use anything else too? Planning on just Polychromos. I really like using Polychromos in this book, and for a few of the other pages I've done, it's been just Polychromos for the background as well, and it creates a really nice smooth blend of colours, which I really love. Probably my favourite one here, the Sunsetty Sky. I like the finish of it as well, just nice and smooth. It's the other one I did with that kind of background. Oh yeah, this one. This one I actually faded out into the white of the paper, which took me forever. Yeah, luckily because it's quite a small book, it makes doing gradient backgrounds not too much effort. I mean, it is effort, but it's not as crazy as, say, a big book. Don't like it being light at 8 p.m, that's when I start my wind down. Yeah, the fact that it's 7:53 p.m. here now and the sun's just about setting. It's getting dim, like you kind of need your light on in the room, but you can still definitely see outside. I just love that. When I used to do evenings, it was up until sort of towards the end of last year, evening shifts at work. I used to like it in the summer where you could see, I wouldn't have to turn my headlights on until the very last call, driving home at 10 o'clock at night, and I just loved that. I like getting up in the morning and not having to have my headlights on. There's the fact that what we like is what's biologically good for us and not necessarily the same thing. Also true. The way it looks with just Polychromos, but the backgrounds, I don't have the patience. Yeah, I can imagine that. I can understand that. I also will start a background with pencil and be like, why am I doing this? Or reminds me, I just finished this, and that was just a background of just one Polychromo pencil. It applied pretty smoothly actually, but it took a while. It gets very boring, and to get an even layer is the hardest thing, but it went pretty well. It's a little bit streaky, but I'm distracted because it's got glitter on it. So that makes all the difference. Cannot believe we're almost halfway through the year already. I know. Closer to the midpoint of the year than we are to the start of the year. For me, my biological wind down time trumps the clock, so be it my bedtime is 9 PM, wake up time is 6 AM. Yeah. Like our circadian rhythm doesn't change, the clock does. Yeah, also true. Hi Whitney, welcome in. Ooh, you did the background? I did do the background. How much pencil did that use up? Genuinely, almost the whole thing. But it was pretty tiny to begin with. Yes, it is, Dana, it is. I messaged her earlier saying I'd started the page, and now I finished it already. This is the pencil now. But believe me, it wasn't a long one before I started. I want to say it was probably about this long. Maybe a little bit shorter than that. So not too much of the pencil. It was almost unused before. Yeah, it was this long. That's how much that background used up. No, it didn't. I sharpened it twice. It's also done something weird. The lead's kind of broken. I was tempted to just get rid of it because it's getting to the point where I can't sharpen it anymore. But I only sharpened it twice. So that's the great thing about Polychromos, they last. And I can have these little diddly ones and still get lots of use out of them. A circadian rhythm likes being awake at night. And if that's what works for you, that's what works for you. How do you do this? I feel like mine get used up way quicker than that. I don't know. I just colour. I don't know. I can't explain it. I just find even pressure, but not too hard. You don't need to press too hard with the Polychromos, because if things look uneven, you can just go over it again, and it'll do well. Gave me the idea to save my nubs. I bought a cute little jar and everything. I still need to buy a jar. I haven't bought a jar yet. They're in a drawer, along with my new pencils. I cannot get my drawer out right now. There's too much. I've got pens on my desk blocking the drawer. But yeah, one day I will get a jar, because I love my little nubbies. I've got some collected up here. Little nubbies that I'm still using a little bit and get a bit more use out of them, but I keep forgetting that they're there. Oh, that one's quite big. You can go back. Yeah, I love my pencils well. I love them a lot. They have good lives. Ah. Back, there we go. There we go. No worries, Dawn. Polychromos are definitely better than cheap pencils, but still the ones I have are getting shorter. Yeah, I mean, it's inevitable. But well, I've had my Polychromos for how long now? I have no idea. You know what? I could probably work it out-ish. I've had it since sort of about this time in 2023. I know this because of the Circle of Life page I did. I think was one of the first I did using my Polychromos. Back. And that was April 2023, so I reckon around March, April 2023. So 3 years. And a lot of these I've only replaced once. I use this pencil quite a lot, May Green. Haven't replaced it yet. Ooh, squeak. And there's some pencils I replaced twice. I replaced ivory twice already. I'm going to get tiny, I stick them on the end of a cheap pencil. You can't do that with Polychromos because the ends are rounded. But I have pencil extenders which can fit inside my sharpener, so I just put it in like barely, and then I'm able to get as much use out of it. Gonna get the full set of polys once the new ones come out. Nice. Painting another pencil to look like bumblebees, but then we won't know what colours they were. That would be so cute. Pencil's an inch long. Well, that one's quite big. Yeah, it's quite big. There's quite a lot left. The fact that I'll get a pencil down to this size and I think, okay, I'll get a replacement now. And I'll use this for months until it is fully used up. And by fully used up, it gets to, yeah, below the gold mark. And that is used up. Cannot wait for the new poly colours, literally. For me, the one that I'm looking forward to the most is the pastel purple, because I keep supplementing my Polychromos with either a Black Widow or a Chromaflow pencil that's a more pastel purple, so I cannot wait for them. They could be any day, but I think it's estimated September. Astonished how people have their pencil sets for years. Mine are like 8 months and noticeably used. I mean, yeah, they do get noticeably used, but Polychromos are the kind of outlier for me, the fact that how long living they are. One of your lowest too, the ivory. Yeah, it's a great one. Hi Alicia, welcome. Need good pencil extenders because the ones I have are turds. I would link these, but you can't get them anymore. But I recommend the metal ones like this that have the screwy thing. And I recommend just finding some on Amazon, and then if they're not good enough, send them back. My Prismas that are tiny. Yeah, mine too. I find you can use a pencil a lot on just one page with your Prismas, and it's like that big. Brand new. Have you seen where Jess glues into a dowel to extend their life? I have one example of sky blue light from the Prismacolors. It is almost at the end of its life, and that will survive until we have the ultimate nubby. Are you prepared? Until it breaks off the super glue and you're left with this, the ultimate nubby. Because yeah, you put it in the sharpener and it just breaks off. But yeah, that's how small I can get my Prismacolors to use the entire thing. So yeah, that one's almost at that stage. Got the Derwent extenders, but I've yet to use them, or yet to need them. That's the smallest pencil I've ever seen. I know, right? My pride and joy. Literally just a bee stinger. I never use these pencils. Light yellow glaze and cadmium yellow lemon. They often just turn out too bright for me, but I think it would work well as the highlight on these leaves. I use my most used poly is cadmium yellow. Mine is a 3-way tie pretty much. They kind of run out towards the same time. It's ivory, bister and nougat. I'm on my third of each of those. Things would fall off if I tried to use my pencils that low, extender or not. It works, it works. Imagine a golem made up of small used up pencils like those. Cute. I have some very short hole binds that will need to be placed fairly soon. Excited about the new polys. The only thing I'm not looking forward to is having to reorganise my case and get a new case. I'm very upset about that. Whenever Jess shows the nubbies, I cannot. It just cracks me up. Get your nubbies out. Hashtag show me your nubbies. Send me your nubby pics. Indigo and dark indigo are my most used polys. Yeah, dark indigo. Dark indigo was one of the first I had to replace because I lost it. It disappeared. I think it must have fallen into a bin one day and it was never to be seen again. So I had to replace that pretty quickly. And it's magenta, and the green I think is 170 or 168. Yes, that's May green 170 and 168 earth green yellowish. I use them a lot as well. They're almost used up, those two. May green, yeah, love May green. I joined the stream at the wrong time. Oh, good evening. No worries, Becky, welcome in. You love Derwent Chroma Flow. Yeah, I've been loving that. Although I had one that kept breaking on me the other night and I was very sad. Finally got a set of the Super Golden markers. They've been out of stock on Amazon for months, but Temu had them. Can't wait to try them out. Yeah, they're the exact same thing, so might as well grab them from Temu. It's a bit cheaper. Have you replaced any colours for a second time yet? Yes. Bista, Nougat and Ivory. Those are the only three. So far anyway. I don't think any other colours have been replaced, or can't remember if any are close to being replaced for a second time. Hi Ivy, welcome. Use indigo blue as I use it for shadows. Yeah, I do love indigo blue, and it is my go-to if I'm wanting to do a dark blue combo. But I don't use it for shadows, I'll be honest. Metal pencil extenders from the Chinese sites aren't bad. Yeah, definitely. You have a massive 500 slot pencil case, so I'm ready for those new pencils. Yeah. I think once I receive the new polys, I will switch out, because my current polys case is a small 126 one. So I think I will probably put Brute Funa squares in here just to hopefully use them a bit more, because at the moment they're just kind of in a drawer and I never use them. Ever catch yourself rushing a page and stop to think, I'm enjoying this, so why rush? Yeah. And do you also get to the end of a page that you've been working on for ages and you've really loved the process, and then you kind of sit there and have a bit of an existential crisis because you don't know what to do now? Because yes. I tend to find that with Christine Karen's, because I feel like I hyper focus on a Christine Karen page and I cannot think about anything else apart from that page. And then I finish it and I'm so glad I finished it, it looks great. And I'm like, well, what now? I don't know. I don't know what now. No other pencils, just the polys? Yeah, just the polys. Just the polys. I've replaced a couple of Prismacolors, and I've got some replacement Black Widows as well. Gosh, I feel like it's a busy evening today. I can barely keep up with the chat, which is great. Love the whole vines, they're wonderful to work with. Those are my dream pencil. They're like my next one I've got my eyes on. I was thinking about the, what do you call them? That you get a 72 tin, you get a 90 tin. The Woomers. But I think I'd rather just save and get the whole binds instead. I'm literally waiting by the door right now for Derwent ink tents. I pulled the trigger and I'm so excited. Oh, I hope you enjoy using them, Kristen. They are amazing. Any word on the release date of the new polys? No, I've heard nothing since that first initial announcement of them. And it's said between March and September. Most likely going to be September. Hiya Lucy, welcome in. Got a set from Amazon, and metal extenders for $8. They're good. Good to hear. I know Holbeins work really well in Japanese books. I know Paulina likes to use them in there. Yes, congrats on all of the grandchildren. I've got lots of babies at the moment. Me too, I get that back with Christine Karen. Yeah, she's just stunning. Stunning, stunning. Holbeins are my top shelf pencils, and I use them I can barely say that. Judiciously, as they're the most expensive. That's fair enough. I've got 2 500 slot cases. I call them QQ and GG. QQ has all my dry pencils, and GG has all my water-soluble pencils. I love that they've got names. I kind of put my smaller sets in the 200 cases with other sets, like the Inktense that I have, because I don't have all of them. I've got about 50. The Inktense are in the case with my Artex pencils. The Brutfin and Macarons are with my Prismacolors. The Settler Design Journeys are with my Arteza. If you have the Prismas, are Woomer's a Prisma replacement? Not sure. I'd say Chromaflows are a good replacement Prisma in terms of how they perform. I've been reaching a lot more for my Chromaflows compared to Prismas recently since getting the Chromaflows. 2 in 1 week is crazy, absolutely it is. Hiya Rachel, welcome. Use Holbeins in my French/Marabout published books. Oh yes, the gorgeous quality books those are. Definitely worth using those Holbeins on. It's like, it would feel wrong to use Holbeins in like an Amazon print book. Not that it's wrong to use your supplies in anything, like, use your supplies wherever you want, but you know what I mean. They need something special. Love Holbeins, but they are ridiculous in price, about $560 for me in Colombia, plus tariffs. Ooh, yeah. A little out of reach, that. You can't really get them on Amazon without paying an insane amount of price for shipping to get them imported from Japan, but I did see they were on Jackson's Art, because I was like, how much are they if I just search Holbeins? And you can get them on Jackson's Art in the UK with free delivery. £270 for the full set, 150, which also, don't just search Holbeins, because you get all this Holbein family historical stuff. You need to search Holbein pencils. I enjoy the Boomers a lot. They're fairly soft and go down quickly and keep a point much longer than Prismas. Ravenscroft books are 300 GSM and the Marabout books are awesome paper. Boomers are soft like Prismas, good to know. I think at this point I would wait to see if Woomers come out with a specific 133 set rather than a 90 plus a 72, which means you have duplicates of some colours. I'm not about that. You want to make me not getting Chromaflows on sale? That was me. And then I was like, right, next time they go on sale, I'm snapping them up. You just got to keep an eye, Adele, because they do drop in price quite regularly. What I've heard about Woomers is they aren't... I missed... Where did it go? Is that they are very much like Prismas, yeah. A lot of people said the same about Artex. The thing is, I think it's bad to compare pencils to Prismas, because I don't think anything is like a Prisma. Everything is... Like, Prisma is in its own league, genuinely. But you can still get, like, soft pencils. Resist the FOMO, Adele. Like, every softish pencil is marketed as just like Prisma. Yeah, exactly. Like, people saying Artex, oh, is this a Prisma dupe? No. But they're still a nice pencil. Got my Holbeins from eBay, seller from South Korea. They were very much cheaper that way, but I did worry about them being handled by FedEx. Oh, yeah. Holbeins are nice, but they don't feel more special than any other premium pencils, so the price isn't worth it to me. I did test out a Holbein at Zoe's house. She was like, do you want to try it? She was like, do you want to touch it? And I was just like, touch the Holbein. And then I swatched it out, and it feels very smooth and creamy. which I like. It's licking? Oh my god. You weren't looking, you were listening to Jackie of Spherian Studio today in her unpopular opinions, and it really made me think hard about whether I need to get additional pencil sets if you need a deterrent. Ooh, yeah, I want to watch that video. It's on my list. I also want to do the unpopular opinions video. Might see if I can film it on the weekend, I don't know. Do need a bigger set of pencils, just can't decide which one to go for. It is hard. It's hard picking picking one. Love my Weemers too, they're my go-to pencils. Linden Marts in Canada has them open stock for $4.65 each. Ooh, that feels like a lot. Although Canadian dollars are worth, like, it's a lot more than, it's like almost double. Jackson's has a warehouse in Maine now. Haven't tried ordering from them yet, but I'm so psyched. Nice. Forgot you're working with 72 colours, right? Yeah. Yeah, Bedell is. Got your eye on Woomers. Prisma is that girl. Thing is, I don't think she necessarily is. Like, if I knew what the Prismas were like, I probably wouldn't have got them. Like, I wouldn't repurchase them. If, say, everything got destroyed in my collection, I probably wouldn't rush to repurchase Prismas. I'd keep the Chroma Flows, probably get the Woomers instead of, say, the Artex or the Arteza, just because you can get them open stock. But yeah, I don't know if I'd repurchase them. Like, I still use them and I like using them, I do. But they are not a favourite of mine. But that's me, personally. Using my new Castle Art 120 Soft Touch set for your Romantic Country page. And nice pencils are a game changer compared to cheaper ones. Oh yeah, there is a big jump between, even just like that. Like, Castle Arts are still, like, I'd say they're budget to mid-range, like, but yeah, definitely a big step up. When I get my new polys, I'll put them in the case with my 36 output Dura, then they're all together. Yeah, that's a good idea. Technically I could combine sets for more colours, but that sometimes doesn't end well. Yeah, I'm very much a one pencil set kind of girly. Put my spare Boomers in a travel case. Yes, nothing is really like Prisma. Prisma has always been in its own elite lane. Yeah, definitely. Picked up the Crayola Super Tips this morning on sale. Been watching Jackie use those and decided to buy something cheaper to play with. Honestly, I would recommend to anyone wanting to get some kind of water-based markers, get the Crayola Super Tips. They are so long-lasting. Like, you see how many colour by numbers I do. They are all done with Super Tips. I'm only on my second set and I still have lots of pens from the first set that's still working. It's just a shame the fact that I have the same few pens that run out first each time, because they're just like commonly used colours in pages, and so that's kind of why I have the need to repurchase. But yeah, the first set is dwindling down. I might just purge them all soon, because I want to get the 150, but I don't want to get that until I start using up more pens. Been using my Woomers straight for a week now, ever since you got your set of 90. Nice. Same, I want to film that too. I actually just finished creating my thumbnail. Finding the time to film is the issue. Yeah. For me at the moment it's finding the time, the time, the energy, the desire. I've got a lot of pages to cover. Welcome back, Dawn. Heard that Prisma used to be really good, but they changed their manufacturer and the quality went down the toilet. Yeah, that's a great question. If it all burned down, what would you repurchase? I'm going to come back to that. I want to try and quickly get back up to date with all these comments. But I will come back to that. I'm working on a solid Prisma Poly Holbein Trinity. That is all I need. Yeah. Inktet's Albert, Duras, Super Colours with a Neo 2 support system. Sounds like a great selection there. Hiya Penny, welcome in. Oh, hope you're having a lovely time in Blackpool. Sarah at Ink and Hue combines pencils brands on one page. Gives me anxiety watching her do that. Yeah, and Wendy's Colouring and Kay. They tend to use multiple brands on one page. I'll sometimes maybe get one pencil to supplement a set, but I very rarely use two brands on a page. But occasionally I do. Very, very occasionally. always recommend the Super Tips too. So cheap and so many colour options. Yeah, and the quality, they do apply quite smoothly. And the quality, you cannot ask for better quality for the price you pay them for. I use the Crayola Super Tips for my Disney Colour by Numbers. I agree, they last forever. They really do. And they are big books. Could you not get a school pack of Super Tips, like a box of one colour that you use all the time? I don't know. I've never seen that as a thing that you can buy, I'll be honest. I'm getting the 150 set for my birthday on Monday. Amazing. You enabled me. I bought some open stock Tombos, but I must have done something wrong because my brown colour ghosted through to the other page. Depends on the paper, Penny. Not all papers are created equal when it comes to basing, but yeah, for a premium brand, that is my choice. But cheap brand, always Crayola. Start with Crayola. If you like how they perform and you want to treat yourself to something more expensive, Tombos. In fact, I recommend getting open stock Tombos. In fact, that was something I said I was going to do a video on ages ago, and I forgot about like which open stock Tombos to get. Basically, what additional colours, because they have some really unique colours that you don't find in any water-based marker set. Like really nice pastel colours, like this purple, these periwinkle blues. Nice light peachy colours and oranges, these browns, use them all the time. I'll mix pencil if I can't get the colour I want in the set I'm using. You mix all your browns, fair enough. Just got Crayola and I like the way they're used as watercolours. I've never done that. Just not for me, I can't be bothered with that. Anyway, going back to Kimberly's question. If everything got destroyed and I had to repurchase, what would I repurchase? Polychromos, probably first. And then I would also get probably Black Widows. I've been using them a lot recently and I would really miss them. Chroma Flows, because I wouldn't get them all in one go either. Because if I got Polychromos first, I would also need something else, maybe Woomers, for something cheaper that's kind of waxy and can work in a larger variety of books. I'd get my Inktense, Neocolor 2s, the Arabic Duras. I don't use them enough, I need to use them more. Yeah, I wouldn't bother repurchasing Arteza. I wouldn't bother repurchasing Artex, even though I love them. I kind of hate the fact that you can't get them open stock, so I'd get the Woomers instead. Definitely repurchase Crayola Super Tips. And I'd get the Language Shiny Style Gel Pens rather than the Chromatech ones, because you can't get those anymore. It's kind of an interesting video idea. If everything got destroyed, what would you repurchase, and like what books would I want to very quickly get back in my collection again? I'd try and limit it to a list of, I don't know, 20. I feel like 10 would be too tricky. What books would I repurchase first? I'm going to think about that as I go back and read these comments. I believe we should reach out to Crayola and ask them to add colour names to the barrels. The colour names on the packaging of the Super Tips, they need to be added to the actual markers. Yeah, I mean, if they can add colour names to the crayons, you could add them to a marker. I'm not even asking for a name. Put a number. A random number. So then at least we can say to people, I used marker 13 on this page for this colour, because I do my own numbering system, but no one else is going to know this unless they have my markers. Even seeing it on camera, these pinks look too similar to each other on camera to know that they're different. 21, 23. Oh, in fact, two of them are the same. One of them's an older one, and one of them's a newer one. Inktense have arrived, woohoo! And Black Diamond stickers, amazing. Honestly, at this point, I'm thinking markers are just one medium I won't be friends with, and that's fair enough. They are not for everyone, they really aren't. It was in Lulu Mayer's A Million Baby Animals. I thought I picked up a pastel pink. Nope, it's so bright. I thought I picked up a true purple, but it's more of a blue purple. Oh no, Penny. Lulu Mayer's books can be fickle. Sometimes, and it depends on where it was printed. Like, some books are better than others. Sometimes it's okay for using markers on them, sometimes it's not. It's tricky. Picked out a page of Microcosm to start next. Has a mosquito and a big piece of amber. Oh yeah, that one's great. I love that page. Very Jurassic Park. I love that book, yeah. By Mathilde Catalan. I'm not sure. I should do a video. I should. Too many videos. Start a new hashtag. Yeah, I like that. I will do that. But yeah, books to save. I mean, I've also been thinking of doing top 10 series like Joe at Piggy Pens, do top 10 books, illustrators. I'm just struggling on narrowing down that list. I live in Kansas and we had a tornado close by last night, so I was legit thinking about what I'd repurchase if I lost everything in my craft room. I mean, that is scary, and I'm glad that everything is all good. But yeah, it is an interesting thing to think about, because it could happen to anyone at any time. It really could. Pity they have no identification. Yeah. Krayla is adding name and numbers to super tips and is also coming out with alcohol markers. I saw about the alcohol markers. I did not see that they were adding names and numbers. But that's great. I love that. Right, carrying on. It's so busy. Oh my gosh, there's 62 people. Hello everybody tonight who is here, and any lurkers. Oh, I'm going to turn my big light on. Not that it makes any difference to you. Yeah, if I lost my whole collection, what would I repurchase pretty quickly? Video. And I think if I were to do a top 10, like, would it be too repetitive? Would those lists be too samey? I don't know. I'm just using a bit of brown ochre to do the shadows. Very, very light touch of brown ochre. Hiya Holly, welcome in. Lovely to see you. Hope you are doing well. Today I'm using Super Tips C301 Electric Lemonade and C323 Mean as Heck Green. Oh my, is that your own names? Because I love it. Just bought my first 2 Lulu Mayer books. They're so cute. They are so cute. I can't remember if I read that, but yeah, which two? And Lulu Mayer is one of those artists that it's hard to just, like, where do you start? I bought a bundle of 6. I think you might still be able to get them from Amazon, UK that is. But it was a bundle of 6. It was A Million Sloths, Unicorns, Mermaids, Llamas, Cute Animals, Magical Creatures. It was 7, and Sweet Things, and that was £26.99 or 25. It was £26-ish, and I was like, I can't pass that up. I didn't necessarily want them all, but majority of the ones I wanted were in there, and it would have been more expensive to get them separately. So that's how I started my Lulu Mayer collection, with 6. Still don't have any Lulu Mayo. Very cute, but oh, just waiting a bit. Yeah, that's fair enough. And it's definitely not for everyone as art style, along with all the artists out there. The question I'm trying to think of my answer for the unpopular tags is, what popular book is just not for you? And I can't think. Like, I was trying to look at colouring books and being like, okay, what colouring books don't I have that are very popular? Because there's whole entire artists or series of books that I don't have that are popular, but not necessarily one book. I'm just struggling to think of anything. That isn't like, I don't have any Clara Markovas, because that's not for me, because it's a different question in the unpopular opinions tag. Very much lurking, no worries, Lucy. If I lost my collection, I might just honestly lose my mind. Honestly, I'd probably cry for about 3 weeks. I'm very much someone that appreciates like the cost of things and is hesitant to throw things away or get rid of things because of the money that was put into it, and so to think of losing all of it and think how much money I lose, not a nice feeling, but it could happen. Doing good, hope you're doing good. I am doing well, thank you, Holly. There's your own names, nice. Working on my first Lulu Mayo page, hate the paper but I'm coping. See, I always quite like the Lulu Mayo paper, but I think the UK editions are better than the American ones. You've got Le Monde Enchanté de la Lulu Mayo, her compilation books. I think that's enough Lulu for a lifetime. Yeah, if I didn't already have all of those books, I would have got that for sure. Such a great one. Could buy all of hers, but I don't need that many in the Million series. Yeah, I think some people have them all, but I'm very much someone that I pick and choose with the Lulus because there's so many. So many. Can't wait for the Dragons one later this year. That's in June. Hiya, Piggy. Why am I saying Piggy? Hiya, Joe. Welcome in. Typing box is acting so weird. Don't know what I've done. You're here. Probably won't talk again as it took ages to type this. Oh. You tried closing down the app like fully and booting it back up? But yeah, YouTube. Cute Animals and the Creative Cats, I think, because it's got the Danish names. Or it might be Cute Animals. Could be Kittens. Is the cover purple? Because that's Kittens. Cats is one of the older ones. I justify it by the fact... Oh, I keep jumping around on chat. Million Magical Creatures is my most coloured in book, which is only 10 pages, so a bit of a sad title. Yeah, but, I mean, 10 pages is a good amount in a book. It is. Don't put yourself down, Adele. I'd say 8+ pages is a good amount of pages that you've coloured in one book. It's on Crayler site. They do class packs of 144 and 12. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't need 144 of one colour. I'll investigate that. Found a waxier pencil to work a bit better in that book. Hi, my chat froze up. Oh, that's great. You're like, where's the chat go? That happens to me where I'll be like, I'm the only one that's chatted in the last while. What's going on? And then you close it, open it back up, and there they all are. Happens all the time. Hiya, Amy. Welcome in. Welcome in. And take care, Dawn. See you later. Hannah Carson is so popular, but I just don't have any interest in her books. I was also the same when I first started, and then I very much became obsessed with her. It's currently 8:30 PM here. See, for me it would be Dark Fairy Tales by Kabi Rosanes. That book is just not a theme I like to colour. Yeah, see, it is for me. And for me it would have probably been Alien Worlds, like that's not a theme I like to colour. Yeah, I have it. I changed my mind. I feel all my colouring things are sentimental to me. Absolutely, Lucy. Definitely feel that. Hiya, Sunny Soul. Welcome. Excited to be catching a Bumblebee live. Your first one. Thanks for joining. Bit busy today, so I'm struggling to colour. I need a reader. Are you in the same camp that I am, where you just don't know how you feel about Kirby, or you just don't want to colour it? Oh, I've jumped again. I've got Fragile World, probably be the only Kirby book I get. That's fair enough. My rescue books would be my Matchstick Mouses. Oh, yes, love those. 10 pages, well, that's almost 100. 1/10 of 100. Everyone loves it, but I was watching flip throughs and thought there were just maybe 2, maybe 3 pages I'd want to colour. Yeah, and that's not worth it in the end. Can't seem to get excited about Kirby Rosanes. Fair enough. I've seen other people's coloured pages in dark fairy tales, but I don't want to colour them myself. Oh, 12 lots of 12 colours in one class pack box. Oh, I see. I get you, Becky, now. We're talking about books we don't like? Yes. I don't like Christine Caron books. Hides. Holly, leave. No, I'm joking. I mean, yeah, everyone has different art styles, and for some people they are just no grayscale, goodbye, and some people portraits, not for them, and that's fair play. That is fair play. Hide, Holly. Adri is out for you. Got most, if not all, of Kirby's other books. I don't have any of hers yet either. Why don't you like her books? Really want to love Emily Liedhold Oberg. I like her artwork, but I don't know how to colour it in a way that feels aesthetic to me. Especially illustrations with people. Yeah, Nat, her people are very stylised, very... I don't know. I got some big lips. And very kind of angular. Very folklore style. It's very traditional, like kind of Swedish, Scandinavian art style. Lumea's best papers are French editions. Yeah. Some of them are just too dark / gory for me. I don't need to give myself nightmares. And that is completely fair enough. You are not alone there. For me, popular books I don't vibe with are Fragile World and Leon's Journey. Oh, see, love Leon's Journey. Kanoko Agusa's work is precious, but not for me. And again, she was another artist where I was like, I'm not sure if it's for me. And then something one day clicked or shifted. There are a lot of books in my collection where I was initially like, that doesn't do it for me. In fact, probably the majority of books in my collection are ones that initially didn't do it for me. Hannah Carlson, Maria Troll, Kirby Rosanis, to be honest. Who else? I'm looking at my collection. Camilla DeRico, one where... And all of these people, I appreciate their art style, but I was like, I don't think it's for me. Then I changed my mind. Christine Caron. It's one I thought I wouldn't get, but then ended up loving. R.J. Hampson. Didn't get his books for quite a while. Who else? Emily Liedhold Oberg was another one. I think that's it. Look at my collection. Yeah. Those are ones where initially I was like, not for me. And then I changed my mind. Kanoko Agusa, that was it. Don't like grayscale. And the faces creep me out. Oh, I get it. They are big eyes, but I love those big eyes. It would be a boring world if we all like the same thing. Exactly, Becky, exactly. I like Emily, but not her people. Yeah. The way Emily draws animals is beautiful. Ooh, Lucy. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm putting that idea in my brain. And I will say it in the video. Because I was thinking Lost Ocean as well. For a book that is popular but I don't like. But I don't think it's... I think a lot of people don't like it. I don't think I'm alone in that. Got Julia Speary's Alice in Wonderland, and it's sort of grayscale. That's about much grayscale as I want. Never liked grayscale until I got Christine Caron books. I'm the exact same age. I was like, grayscale, not for me. But I think for me, for portraits, grayscale's almost an essential feature for me now. For like doing my best work for portraits. Otherwise they just don't look great. They're just very simplistic. Several popular illustrators I don't have any of. Trolle, Carlson, Oberg, the portrait grayscale, Lady... Christine Caron, Basford, yeah. Well, fair enough, Amy. Got Emily's new book, but have to wait till my birthday to get my hands on it. Nice. I don't need any of Johanna Basford's books when I have Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, which is full of flowers. That's a weight off my chest. Thanks for not disowning me. Honestly, I could not hate on anyone for not liking a book that I like, because it's preference at the end of the day. You're not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's... I mean, you may think it's ugly, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to you if someone doesn't share the same love for the same book as you. Like, it does not matter. As Becky said, it would be boring if we all liked the same thing. and everyone has their own little quirks, little things where it's just, that's not for them. There's always something with people that is just not for them. For me, Clara Markova just has never ever done it for me. Don't think I ever will. The face just kind of creeped me out, and I don't think that will change. But I can still appreciate the artwork. Not a fan of the little town books. Me either. I thought I was. I bought one. Didn't care for it. And I've now destashed it. Kaneko Agusa is my top 5 favourites. Mine too. I just... something about her art style. Don't love Clara Markova's style either, but with Johanna I like a few of her books. Johanna Basford is rubbish to colour, but she is super talented. So glad to know I'm not the only one who finds Clara Markova's style charming but creepy. Yeah, definitely not alone. Definitely. Love the paper in these Diane Dufour books, but my castle art work treat on them. Love that, Kazza. Love Basford's book style, but I kind of have to force myself to touch those books. I was a Johanna Basford girl through and through when I first started. Johanna Basford and Rita Berman, I pretty much had all their books and exclusively coloured in them for the first 6 months. And I wish I'd branched out more when I first started. Maybe bought 1 or 2 from each and then got more artists. Because believe it or not, from the first 6 months of colouring, I owned 17 books. And now I have 303? 4? I haven't updated my list recently. Just over 300. So, yeah, it kind of... I slowly got into it. I really loved those first 17 books I had. Well, not all of them. Some of them I never coloured in and destashed. But yeah, Johanna Basford, Rita Berman, there was a lot that I coloured in those when I first started colouring. And now Johanna Basford, I still like her artwork, and I enjoy colouring it occasionally, but it's not one that I want to colour in every month, per se. I like colouring Johanna Basford's pages, but I was colouring in Small Victories and didn't like it. I think because the spaces are so tiny compared to the other books. That's fair enough. I've gone on a bit of a journey with Small Victories, where I bought it, I liked it, and then I kind of didn't care for it, didn't touch it for ages, and now I'm feeling very inspired by it. And I want to do a challenge. I want to love bomb that book, where I just colour loads of little bits. But I'm just finding the time for it. I like Deborah Miller books, and I know many folks don't and find her people wacky looking, but I love them. Yeah, Deborah Miller is one that is not for me, and is it Carla Magana? Cara Magana? That one, not for me. Oh yeah, Millie is another one that just not for me. Millie Marotta. Okay, any people's opinions? Is it weird to go back to the cinema to watch a film I've already seen? I'm having this debate with a friend. Absolutely not. If you enjoyed the film and you want to see it again, see it again. Like, the cinema is such an experience. There's been a few films, not many, but a few films in my life where I've seen them twice in the cinema. I think the first film I ever saw twice in the cinema was Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Loved it. Hunger Games Catching Fire I saw twice. I saw Wicked twice. I saw that twice in 1 week with Zoe. We watched it on the Monday and the Friday. We loved it. No, I don't think it's bad. It's not weird. Like, you can rewatch films. Absolutely fine. Oh my gosh, I'm being so terrible at keeping up with the comments today. I'm sorry. I'm trying to speak quickly, but it's not happening. Rita Berman, Malpomene are my faves, but it depends on mood too. I may like wildly different books, definitely. You go see that film. Exactly, Lucy. You go see it if you want to see it. Love the tiny flowers, but it's big open spaces I don't know what to do with. Definitely. Here's something weird. I'm okay with the small spaces in Melpomene's books, but they bug me in Johanna's books. That is a little bit weird, but fair play. I think the difference with Melpomene's is you'll have a small space, but there's a level of detail. Like, it's not just a circle. It's a circle with some dots in it. It's not just a petal. You've got detail within it, so just flat colouring that tiny detail still looks like it's got a lot of life to it, compared to flat colouring with a Johanna book. It looks still quite flat. I don't know if that makes sense, but that would be my kind of thoughts on it. Really want to go see Project Hail Mary again. Finished the book today and now I want to go see it. Nice. I mean, yeah, it's nice watching a film, like, knowing what's going to happen and just enjoying it for a different reason. Be interested to see Johanna's new Wild Things book. If it's all on animals with patterns inside, then I won't bother. I'm definitely waiting for a flip through on that before I decide. In fact, all of Johanna's books for the future now, I will wait for a flip through before I decide. It needs to be something really special for me to want to buy it, because I've just got so many now. As a Wonderland book I've refused to destash because I love the illustrations, but so many wide open spaces. I think I need to use multimedia if the paper will handle it. I've seen a film at the cinema multiple times, can't remember which ones, but I know I have. I love Carla Morgana, mostly because her work reminds me of Monster High and other fashion dolls I love. Yeah, just doesn't do it for me. Got an unpopular... Oh, I just jumped. A popular artist opinion. I find Diane Dufour's stuff really cute. I won't buy them because I feel like I could match her line... Because I kind of feel like I could match her line quality. That's fair enough. It's very sketchy, very loose, but I like that. Minnie Morotto, not for me. I think that's her name. Yeah, not for me either. I struggle with Zendoodle too. Yeah, just no desire. Like, I could do it, but I don't want to. I don't want to use that brain power. The one Nice Little Town book I have is Halloween in Witchtown, which is not the regular Nice Little Town characters. Nice. I have it because it's a cute Halloween book, even if the paper sucks because it's Amazon paper. Cinema has a different feel to watching it at home, definitely. It's an experience going to the cinema. I want to see the new Devil Wears Prada film, but I don't really have anyone to see it with. I don't think my mum might want to. I'll ask her, actually. I'll ask her if she wants to see it. But I definitely want to see the new Hunger Games movie at the end of the year. That's released in November. Cannot wait for that. But yeah, I keep seeing stuff online of Devil Wears Prada too, and I'm just like, I want to see it. Need to go back to sleep. See you guys later. Take care, Ilex. I'm going to do it next Thursday. It's the only day I have to relax. Next Friday I won't be in the stream. I'm visiting a friend. No worries, Penny. Well, Penny is amazing with watercolour, definitely. I think it's also because her books are less repetitive than Johanna's books. Also true. Speaking of grayscale, I think you have the Japanese colouring book World Fairy Tales by Doming. Is it nice to colour in? I like grayscale and would like to find that one day. I will show you the book. I've coloured 2 pages in it so far. And it's a very unique art style. It's not really grayscale. It's more kind of like Kirby style, where there's lots of lines and hatching which creates your shadows for you, but not necessarily grayscale. It's more the hatched lines that create that kind of depth to it. It's a real big challenge, I find, recreating these colour palettes. Very different from me, and you can see I didn't do it exactly, but pretty faithful. Mine's just brighter because pencil sets will always be brighter. But I find I'm really even though I'm copying, I'm really creative with it because I'm layering pencils more than I do on my own. It's just a nice challenge for me. So yeah, I did Nutcracker. I need to do another one. Oh my gosh, there's a 3 Little Pigs page in here, isn't there? I just remembered. There's another book with a 3 Little Pigs page. I say that because the Colour the Fairy Tales fairy tale this month was 3 Little Pigs. That's the 3 Bears. I'm pretty sure there is. There is. I was so close to it. But yeah, that's cute. I will not have time to do that. And I've also done a Wizard of Oz one. But yeah, it's more like the Kirby style, not grayscale, but just hatch lines. There you go. He was so good in Project Hail Mary, deserves Oscar for Best Actor. I keep seeing stuff about Project Hail Mary, because I have no idea what it's about though. Absolutely not a clue. Anyone seen the trailer for Practical Magic 2? I have not even heard of the first one, I'll be honest. So train for Acme versus Wiley Coyote. Go on your own. I will be on my own. I've gone to the cinema once on my own and I swore never again. It just wasn't for me. I felt so weird. It was the Maze Runner. I was in my late teens and I think I was sat next to like some girl and her dad or whatever. I just felt so weird. I did not like it. I did not enjoy it. And I was like, never again. Thank you for showing the pages. No worries. I have done... I featured it in the Fairy Tales collection, which is in the... I think I've got a playlist for like my collection series. I don't know. But I did a full flip through in the Fairy Tales collection video that I did... I think it was end of last year or towards the beginning of this year. Rocky was so well done. Puppeteer also did the voice. Nice. Yeah, Are you not familiar with Coyote and Road Runner Looney Tunes? Kind of, but not really. I struggle to pronounce it. Wiley Coyote. I just struggle to pronounce it. Coyote. I'm not sure how to pronounce Coyote. That's the problem. Say Wiley. Find Thomas Kincaid book beautiful but intimidating. Agreed, Becky. It's one of those books that I think I would probably only get for the artwork. I love Thomas Kincaid as an artist in general. I'd love to own some of their artwork. I just love it. But I think for colouring, I wouldn't enjoy it. I would feel too overwhelmed. I wouldn't know where to start, where to begin, where to end. The pages are... They kind of, in a way, those pages set you up to fail with the line work. Like, the line work isn't the best representation of the painting. They kind of add too much to it. But to get it as just a book of art, I might. But yeah, I don't know. I still haven't got it, but I think it is gorgeous. Wiley Coyote. Not Coyote. I just struggle. Still weird to think of Andy Weir as a massively successful author. Come a long way from Casey and Andy, which is still awesome. Basically, Ryan Gosling's character wakes up in space with no memory of how he got there, and he meets an alien called Rocky. If I say anything else, it might be a spoiler. Nice. Do you have the ISBN number for the book with the 3 little pigs? I'm trying to find it on Amazon Japan. Yeah. ISBN. I hope you can see that. Leave it on the screen for a couple of seconds. Yeah, it's the top one you want. That's the ISBN. 978-4766-135954. I think it was originally published in Korean and then was made into a Japanese book, but I've got the Japanese one. I haven't been able to find it there on the past. It was available for a time, but lately I haven't seen it. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, it was originally a Korean book. Finished the book today and have seen the film. They were really true to the book. Nice. Nice. I feel like... Sorry, that's quite loud. I feel like films being released at the moment have been some... Like, the art of cinema has kind of returned. It went such a big dip after 2020. Like 2020, 21, 22, even 23. Like, and I feel like now, from sort of last year onwards, we're getting this nice resurgence of great films being released. That's what I suppose now are the ones that kind of started pre-production post-COVID. So that's why they're slightly, I don't know, I feel like there's been some really good and interesting things coming out recently. The Hail Mary part, lol, so people won't see past it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, some people will just see Hail Mary in a title and be like, nah, religious. Film I watched recently that had a vague... Oh, Christ. I knew it was going to do it. Had a vaguely religious theme to it. Was the third Knives Out film, Wake Up Dead Man. I had no idea it had a religious theme to it until I started watching it, but I think they did it in such a good way where the themes were religion, but at the core of it, it wasn't necessarily about Christianity or Catholicism or whatever. It was more about like being a good person to get good things in return. Like, it had really good message to it. Like, it wasn't pushing it down your throat. I really liked it. My mum said it was shit. She was like, it was shit, wasn't it? And I was like, no, it was good. It wasn't as good as the first two, but it was still good. Who else is waiting for the Hunger Games prequel film? Yes, Becky, I am so excited. I have been keeping up to date with it ever since they started announcing the cast and all that, and the trailers look amazing. I am so excited. I listened to the audiobook last year and loved it. It is amazing. I'm so looking forward to it. I love how we've got this resurgence of the Hunger Games as well. You found it? Amazing. Where did you find it on? Love the Knives Out films. Yeah, so I watched Wake Up Dead Man because, well, it got released December last year, and it just was one of those things that I just never got round to watching. And it was one evening, I was like, there's no streams. In fact, it was my stream. It was last week. And I was like, there's no stream tonight, what do I do? I know, let's watch a film. Scrolling through, I was like, what do I feel like it? Oh, let's watch the new Knives Out film, finally. And then I ended up watching the other two, the next two nights as well. And I forgot how, like, COVID was part of the plot of the second film, which I was just like, that kind of shocked me. But it was only kind of like a tiny bit at the start, like they were wearing masks and talking about lockdown and all that. But it was just kind of funny to see that, like, it's kind of a moment in history now. Still watch the original films again and again. Yeah, absolutely love them. Love the Hunger Games. They had it on like YouTube Live for 7 days. I saw that. I popped into the stream one night before going to bed because I was like, is this actually a thing? Or is it like just, you know, sometimes you'll see things on YouTube and it's just like, I don't know, the trailers over and over again. It'll just be some random crap. But no, it actually was. And I like rewound it. And it was funny seeing like Mockingjay Part 2 end, and then they went straight to the Hunger Games again. I was just like, wow. I love it. I think they've got them all on BBC, or they did for a while. They were advertising it a lot over the Christmas period. I don't know if it's still on BBC iPlayer. They might. I think they're on UK Netflix though. They're always around. They're just one of those films that are always around. Kind of looking forward to the new Spider-Man film. Oh yes, that's another one which I'm like, do I want to watch that? Probably. I love Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies. And to be honest, it's probably one of the last Marvel films I saw in the cinema. Was the previous Spider-Man. Amazon Japan, but they are used for $16. Not too bad. Do you colour whilst watching films at home, or do you just sit and watch? I colour. If I'm ever watching something, I'm colouring. Even if I'm downstairs, I'll bring colouring with me. Usually I do a colour by number downstairs, or I'll have something easy that I can do on my lap. What am I reaching for? Pink for his ear. I'm so old school. DVDs. Yeah, we very rarely watch DVDs now. We have a big DVD collection as well, but it's just so much easier to access it on streaming sites nowadays. Wonder if it's on Aladdin? I think it could be. I think it definitely could be. Just had dinner. Welcome back, Angie. What was for dinner? Okay, that's his ear done. He was so cute. Right, get the hooves. Cheesy chicken and bacon pasta bake. Love that. Delicious. Hi Arabia, welcome in. Lovely to see you. A collection of 500 DVDs, but we moved long distance and sold them all. Oh wow, yeah. I don't know how many we got downstairs, but we got a lot. A lot. And we got a lot of the Disney DVDs. They had them for like 3 for £12 or 2 for £12 or something like. They had cheap deals on at Tesco, and every time we'd go in we'd have a look and slowly rebuild our collection, because we used to have, I say we, it's like me and my mum, because we used to have the videotapes, and then got rid of all of those, and so rebuilt it, and then Disney Plus became a thing, so never use them anymore now. I think we watched them all once in their DVD form. But yeah, Disney Plus, so much easier now. Right, gotta say, love that little goat, super cute. Still have a bunch of DVDs, I think I even have videotapes somewhere. Not that I have anything I can play them on anymore, yeah. Can't afford all the streaming services, fair enough. We kind of split it up, so my mum and dad have Netflix, I've got Amazon Prime, and I've got Disney Plus, so we kind of share it out that way. And we live in the same house, so can password share. Wouldn't know what to do with streaming services, fair enough. Lost power internet for a while down here in the south during the ice storm this winter, and I wish we had a DVD player as streaming was out for 30 days. Oh my gosh, yeah. When my parents go away for a week, often they're in like a little cottage or something like that, and they'll bring a stack of DVDs with them to watch whilst they're there. Pasta Baker's awesome, yes. Hi Nif, welcome in. And hi Brittany, welcome. Got a new white Kia car. Oh, I've got a Kia too. I've got a little Kia Picanto. You still have Game of Thrones series on DVD? Nice. That was a... Mum watched that on telly fairly recently for the first time ever. Right, I'm gonna put you guys on the Be Back Soon screen for just a minute whilst I go to the toilet, and whilst I think about what colour I want to do this background, because I'm not sure. I've got a white Kia Picanto, 2013 I think it is. Yeah, it's a 13 plate. Alright, I'm gonna pop me on Be Back Soon screen, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, Zoe, are you still here? Kate is asking. Shout out for Zoe. Call for Zoe. Last call. Yeah, I've never heard of Crunchyroll. I thought that was like, what was it? They used to Milky Way Crunchy Rolls, didn't they? Something like a crispy roll? I don't know. Pinky dusky sunset would look cute against the green grass. Contrasting, maybe? Yeah, so I've got two thoughts. Just two in my head. I have no other thoughts. Pink. I want to do green at the bottom to kind of make this look a bit fuller. Maybe add some grass texture strokes. Kind of like what I did here. It had some grass blades drawn in and I added more to make it look fuller at the bottom there. So I'm going to start with green at the bottom, and then my thought is like a sunrise look, so blue at the top going to like a creamy yellowy colour towards the bottom, and my other thought was pink, just like pink to like a almost white faded into the green at the bottom. I'm not sure. I will always agree with pink. I've done a lot. I feel like I've done so many pink backgrounds recently. I'll say this with my members because out of the 4 pages we've done this year from Sagan, they've all had some kind of pink background. But none of the other pages I've done in that book have pink backgrounds. It just happens to be that everyone this year, and one of them was more peach rather than pink. It was definitely more kind of orangey pink, peachy. And so I'm just like, I was like, am I doing too many pink? And everyone in the chat was like, no, you're alright. That's nice also. Why am I trying to persuade the master of colouring? No, well, that's not me. Netflix and Crunchyroll. I've never heard of Crunchyroll. Is that just an American thing? Literally never in my life. I use Netflix, Disney Plus and Prime, and I will probably inevitably get HBO Go, is it called? Once the new Harry Potter series is out, and I'll probably get it for that month it's being uploaded for. Either I will, or if it's being shown on TV in the UK, it might usually. I'm thinking back to when Game of Thrones was airing. It was on Sky, the channel Sky, in the UK. So I'm hoping it might be the same. HBO Max. I was close. So yeah, I'll have a look, see if it's available there, because I definitely want to see it. And the same with but with teal and turquoise colours. Crunchyroll is global. Was free for a while back in the day, but once it became known and popular, they created a pricing chart. Oh, yeah, never heard of that in my life. I've got an HBO Max, but that's because I want to watch The Pit. Yeah, they were advertising the heck out of that this year. It starts Christmas this year. Cannot wait, Dana. Cannot wait. Because we thought initially it was meant to be coming out 2027, but they released their first trailer last month, and it's Christmas of this year. So I don't know if that means Christmas Day or Boxing Day or the week before, I don't know, but it's Christmas. It's Christmas! Can't wait. Used to do Disney / Hulu sub, but I dropped it when they pulled the Kimmel / price hike BS. Yeah, I'm on the cheapest one where you have to watch ads, but that just means watching literally it's like 15-second ad before watching a film, and I'm fine with that. Still on the fence with the Harry Potter show. Honestly, like, if I don't want people here to think that I don't understand things, but I choose to look at the joy of Harry Potter, look at the whole universe, look at all the people that are involved in the creating, but I cannot wait. It has always been my thing. but I completely understand and respect those that choose to not support it. I really do. Right, I'm going to start with the green whilst I think about what else. What else? Love Harry Potter, hate JK. Same. Absolutely same. Oh, Alan Rickman, yeah. Maggie Smith. And Michael Gambon and Richard Harris. So many now from that series. Robbie Coltrane. Ugh. Cancelled Disney because they're playing ads all the time, like 4 or 5 in one movie. It's ludicrous. Oh, mine's literally like 15 seconds before the start, because I watch at least 2 movies a month with Zoe for our movie hashtag, usually more. But yeah, it's literally a few minutes. Well, it's so much cheaper. I mean, what is the pricing plan nowadays? Because I noticed that they put the price up and I was like, what the hell? Why am I spending, I think it was like 15 quid. I was like, why am I spending this? And it was because they automatically put me up for the premium one. And I was like, hey now, let me choose. Here we go. App settings, no. Account. Disney standard with ads is what I've got. On load. I got to manage on iTunes. Bloody hell. Not just because rolling is a piece of crap, I just have such good memories of seeing the films with my mum that I don't want to screw it up. Oh, honestly, I don't want to have high hopes, but I do have high hopes. And I think it is going to be so different from the films. They're really going to be their own separate identity. You'll have the books, you'll have the films, and you'll have the TV series. I do think they maybe did it a little bit too soon. I think they could have waited another 10 years to really kind of play on that nostalgia. Or even another 20 years. But still, the fact that they're going really 90s into it all, I cannot wait. Oh my gosh, I can't even. Ugh. Here we go. Sign in. Let me see what the plans are. Oh my gosh. I can't do 2-factor identification because I don't have my iPad with me. I can't see. Pricing. Let me see if I can Google it. Yeah, Disney Plus standard with ads $5.99. Then the standard is $9.99. Premium $14.99. No thanks. Get out of here. Don't even know what does the premium even mean compared to the standard. I've no idea. Oh, here we go. Yeah, 4K. I don't care about that. Streaming up to 4 devices at a time. Don't care about that. Yeah, standard. Fine. Absolutely fine. Join Netflix back when it began for $4.99 a month, and the guaranteed price will never go higher. Well, it's $18.99 now. I cancelled the subscription. Wow, yeah. I mean, it's a lot. It is a lot. Keep the memories of HP as I read the first book and not put another red sentence around his pocket, but that's my own choice, and I completely respect that, Millie. Completely do. Snape is one of the characters I'm worried they have screwed up. I don't agree with their choice to race swap, because it is a race swap. He is described as pale and white in the books. I am fine with race swaps when they are done because they picked genuinely the best person for the role. I'm like, fair play. And for what it sounds like, genuinely, the guy playing him was so good they had to cast him. Like, that's what it sounds like. And he seems very passionate, so I'm all for it now. Like, I've made my peace with it, but I just don't agree with the fact that how badly bullied he is and sort of victimised he is by people in his school year, like, and the fact that they've made him now black just adds an extra layer of kind of ickiness to how he's treated as a child. Like, that's what I don't agree with. I mean, people are mad that the person playing Hermione isn't pale white, and I'm like, why does that matter? She looks exactly like Hermione is described in the books. She really does. And from the audition tape I saw, she is Hermione. Like, fair play. You know, they had to replace the actors in some roles, but I feel they're geopolitically correct for the sake of it. For me, it was with the Harry Potter play. They cast a black actress to play Hermione. And again, all for it if she was the best person at the not the interviews. If she was the best person in the auditions, cast her. But it's the fact that every single other person who has played Hermione in that play since has also been black. So you're doing that for the sake of doing it. Like, cast the best person for the role, do it. But when you're doing it just for the sake of saying, oh, tick, we've got someone, got variety of races here, like, that's when I don't agree with it. When you're doing it just for the sake. But I'm fully, like, just imagine, but it's like, of all the characters to race swap, why did they pick Snape? They could have, I think genuinely, if they did anyone else, people would have been like, bit weird, but fair enough, whatever. They wouldn't have, but it's the fact that he's picked on, he's bullied, he's black. Like, that's not right. Like, there's just too many weird, it was just the wrong character choice. The fact that he's, like, nicknamed Slimy, Slimeball, like, and you've cast, yeah, someone who's already marginalised. That's what doesn't sit right. But I'm kind of interesting that he's going to be good, like, in terms of, like, embodying the character. And I've read interviews from him, and he seems, I feel so sorry, because he's been receiving death threats, and, like, he's just out here working his job, playing a character. He didn't choose himself to be, he just auditioned. Don't hate on him. And don't hate on someone before you've even seen their performance. Like, come on. I'm truly a big believer in giving people the benefit of the doubt as well. But when you've got a source material that, and also the films, because if it wasn't for the films, you probably wouldn't have necessarily had so much of a problem with race swapping people. But because you've got the films as well, and it was very, very white. I think, yes, bring in some diversity. Do it on merit, not politics, yeah. Things like the way that Bridgerton casts. It feels like they cast people who embody the characters. Not necessarily, oh, we want to tick that Indian character box. We want to tick that Asian character box. Like, it feels like they're just casting genuinely great people for the roles. That's the kind of casting I like. And just that, having that inclusivity, because they're the sort of people that in period dramas before you never saw represented on screen, and representation means so much to people when you, especially when you, I mean, not that young people are watching Bridgerton, but still. I think there's a segment of any family that really chafes at any change. I mean, also very true. And I guess they could actually go for James Potter being racist angle. Make Harry even more uncomfortable with reconciling his father against a heroic image. Yeah. Bushy hair and oversized front teeth are important bits for Hermione, definitely. I liked a clip from, I think it was from the 4th film. Daniel Radcliffe was like, they made this big thing about Emma Watson like suddenly being so beautiful now, but she was already beautiful. Like, what's wrong with me? And I just love that little clip of him being like, but she already was, so it doesn't really make sense. But think about bullying, it's now going to add in racism when the books it's nothing to do with race or colour. It's about Snape being close to Lily and him being a Slytherin. And well, to be honest, like, You've already got a racism angle in the story as well, with the whole Muggle-borns versus purebloods. Like, we've got that. We don't need to bring in other races. Like, come on, no. Representation matters, and you're not ever going to convince me otherwise. I agree. Yeah, absolutely. Representation matters so much. And who are the ones that are kicking off about the race swap? Is it... I've seen a few black people comment on it and being like, I don't necessarily agree because of the character and how they're treated, blah, blah, blah. Like, all the reasons I've said. But it's mainly white people. What does it matter to you? You have 99 white characters in this film. One person's now black. Why does it matter? It does not matter. But it really matters to someone else. And if he was the best person for the role, he was the best person for the role. Fair play. Like, I almost kind of doubt that they specifically looked for a black actor. They just looked for the best one, and he was the best one. And I believe it. Race issues is so complicated, definitely. My family's a mix of 4 races. I can't even explain the feeling. Sorry, it's just a lot. No worries at Vessa. Yeah. The Michael to Michaela swap in Bridgerton was major. Francesca's books was focused on a different storyline around infertility that won't be portrayed the same way. Yeah, I can understand people's annoyance about that. It wouldn't... I'm all for having a queer love story. I just don't necessarily think that that was the right one because of her story in the books. Going back to Bridgerton. And knowing that she struggles with infertility. But they've made so many changes with the series, I'm like, whatever. Like, let's just watch it and enjoy it for what it is. Like, I'm in about a third of the way through book 2, and it is so different from season 2. So different. They want to change anything, change Hermione and Ron getting together. No, I hard disagree with that. I love them together. They are, yes. That's to the people who are watching who have hardly seen themselves represented in particular roles. Absolutely. Definitely. Still can't get over the complete lack of questioning the origin of wizards in Harry Potter universe. Like, surely Hermione or someone would point out that they're all technically Muggle-born. Yeah. And it's like... there's like a limit to purebloods. Pureblood, inbred blood is also another thing. If it matters enough to you, complain with your wallet. Don't send mean mail to people trying to do their job. Very general, if that wasn't clear. Yeah. Yeah, definitely, Millie. Like, why is attacking the person playing the role? That's not going to change anything. Like, signing petitions to stop the casting, that's not going to change anything. At the end of the day, they'll just be glad that you're even talking about it. Because that's business. Right, now I've done the grass. I think we're going pink. No, Angie. No. Hermione and Harry are such siblings. There is not a romantic string in their relationship. Not a single one. They are sibling best friends. No. Absolutely not. And if you think they should have been endgame, you're basing this off the films, which painted Ron in a terrible light because the producer, David Heyman, was obsessed with Hermione as a character, so all of the good traits that Ron had, he put on Hermione instead, and all the bad traits Hermione had, he just completely erased in the films. So I'm kind of looking forward to hopefully improving Ron as a character in the TV series, because they did him dirty. He was Harry's best friend. I get passionate about the things I love. Turn it into full fanfic and go Hermione. I mean, fair play. wish Hermione had stayed with Crumb. But also, like, why is this not talked about enough? Hermione was in year 4, which she would have been year 1, year 11 going on 12, 12 going on 13, 14 going on 15. She was 14, 15. She was 14 or 15. Crumb was 18. Bit weird. Why? Why is this not talked about? The fact that he was an adult in the wizarding world, because being above 17 means you're an adult in the wizarding. An adult going out with a child. Like, that's weird. That's icky. Don't even see Ron being that terrible in the films, except for when he's wearing the Horcrux, which also, like, that wasn't his fault at the end of the day. I agree, can't imagine them together. Yeah, no. Age gaps, that was so much more in those years, yeah. Yeah, like at school, no. Call the police. Right, what pinks do I want to go for? Do I want to go Pink Madder Lake or Rose Carmine? Let's do a little test somewhere. Old bit of paper. Don't need that anymore. I had no idea he was 18, I thought he was 16. Well, he had to be 17 to participate in the Triwizard tournament, and I'm pretty sure he was 18 because he was on the Quidditch team. I thought she was 15. Well, yeah, if it was 16, 15, fair play. But no, it was bigger than that, definitely. We popped in, but unfortunately can't stay. We'll watch that later. Just heard the Harry Potter chat and wanted Harry to get with Luna. Oh, I love that, Rebecca. And also hi, and also bye. But yes, I can understand that. Like, oh, I did understand that. But no, I'm very much a... And I hope they improve Ginny as a character, because in the films she was like, go girl, give us nothing. They had no romance. They had no relationship built, whereas in the books it was solid. Like, she was cool. She was like the most desirable girl in school. In the films, it was shoelace Harry. Like, ugh. Like, there's so many. Like, for me, with the films, I don't necessarily have an absolute favourite one. I just like the films as a whole. Because if you look at them individually, they're not that great. Like, in terms of adaptations from the books, they're terrible. Like, Goblet of Fire, no. Order of the Phoenix was... but so many details, so many important details were missed out. Or characters weren't developed, characters were completely left out. Definitely want to go for that first pink rather than... That's too purpley. Like, to someone who hasn't read the books, Goblet of Fire is a fun film because the Triwizard Tournament is fun. But compared to the books, it's so lame. The older I've got, the more I like... The more... The Prisoner of Azkaban, I think, is my favourite. I never used to like it because I didn't like the fact that there was no Voldemort in it. And I just felt like it didn't progress the plot much, but now I love it. And I mean, definitely the most artistic directed one, like Alfonso Cuarón. Wow. Yeah, Goblet of Fire needed to be 2 films. They also needed a director that actually bothered to read the book. Because, oh my god, who was it? Mike Newell. He, there's a iconic interview clip of him going, "Have you seen the book? It's about that thick. The others are about this big. I ain't reading that." And so that's why the adaptation is so bad, because he couldn't be bothered to read it. But yeah, it should have been 2 parts. If any film should have been 2 parts, it should have been that one. But it's so hard to... So I think in a TV series, it's going to be such a much better adaptation. Because the first couple of seasons, or the first couple of books, they could be 6 episodes, and then go to more like 8 or 10, and like stretch things out. Hi Ali, welcome in, hope you're doing well. I thought I was going to finish this page by now in like 2 hours, but it has been such a chatty stream, which I love. It's been slow going. I've barely coloured anything, but it's good. It's good times. I want to save the colours and bring them over to the opposite page as well, because the pink will look good with the roses, the green there. Bring in some of the yellows, creamy colours with the dogs. Might note them down. Dislike Azkaban the most because they didn't explain enough of the relationship between Sirius, Lupin and Peter and James. Literally, if you had never read the books, you would have no idea that they make up the Marauders of the Marauders map, because they don't even say it. They occasionally will be like, oh, hi Padfoot, like, they'll kind of reference it in that way, but they don't actually explain, like, they don't have that important chapter, apart from the fact that they have the reveal that Wormtail betrayed them and that they were but other than that they explain nothing. Kind of rubbish. And also the fact that you've got this whole side plot of Crookshanks going after Scabbers, but they never wrap it up, they never explain why he was after it, and it's because it's Crookshanks is an easel, which if you never read the books you'd have no idea. You'd just think, oh, it's a cat going after a rat, fair play. But he's going after it because he's in conversation with Sirius, and Sirius is saying, that rat's evil, get rid of him. You've coloured half a crocodile jaw. Yes, Amy. Do you have any Harry Potter colouring books? I do, actually, but I don't class it in my collection, because I got it way before I started colouring. And I'll be honest, it just doesn't appeal to me to colour, because 90% of the pages will be black, grey and brown, and that just doesn't appeal to me. Yeah, me too, Adri. I don't really like colouring books based on real series, mainly because they're so neutral and monotone, and I find it a bit, I don't know, kind of creepy colouring the faces of people that actually exist in real life. It kind of weirds me out. Because, like, it's not just Harry Potter, I'm colouring Daniel Radcliffe's face. It just feels a bit strange to me. So, as much as I love them, not for me for colouring. It's probably going to tick off fans, but when they make the films, they are making them for a wider audience. People who have never read the books just don't care to have that kind of detail. I can appreciate that. I can definitely appreciate that. And also it does create a kind of difference, like, in terms of knowledge. Like, there is so much depth of knowledge to the books that people who have just watched the films will never know. And it's kind of nice to be like, I know this knowledge that you don't, in a weird way. But I can understand where you're coming from. But there's just some things which they shouldn't have left out. Like, why did they not include the Quidditch World Cup? Why did they just go, let it begin, and it's done? Like, that would have been such a cool action sequence to start the film off with, and they just were like, nah, can't be fucked. When watching it filmed is probably a much more interesting experience than actually watching it live. That makes sense, but it's normally due to the fans' enthusiasm that it gets made, at least partially. Also a valid point. There's a fine line. I mean, the first book was adapted perfectly, and the second book adapted perfectly. Like, they cut out maybe like 2 chapters of information. I'm thinking with the first book they cut out the Midnight Duel. That didn't really progress the plot that much. They cut out the fact that Charlie came to pick up Norbert. And that didn't necessarily progress the film that much. Like, the things they cut out were fine to cut out, in my opinion. They'll probably include it in the series just for the sake of being different. And in the second one they cut out Nicholas's death day party, which again didn't really add anything. Like just little things, but the overarching plot and plot points and plot details were there. Like, I wonder what the films would have been like if Chris Columbus continued directing. Because the first two feel so similar to each other in terms of like tone. They use a lot of the same music, like score moments at different moments, and like, how different would it have been if he'd directed them all? More Pink Skies, yes. Those books were shorter. Also, they were shorter, yeah. So much easier to adapt. But Prisoner of Azkaban was also pretty short, and they made a lot of differences between that. A lot. Well, not a lot, but more. More differences. And a lot of the times they were just random differences. Why did they end the film with that weird, goofy shot of Harry in that motion blur? I know Paulina doesn't hate the Pink Skies. Does anyone have the Wizarding Almanac? So many details, so many adaptations. There will always be parts that fans are annoyed about. Think about Lord of the Rings. Oh yeah. You are never going to create a perfect adaptation. A perfect adaptation would be really boring to watch. Because there is so much kind of just, why does this need to be a whole chapter kind of thing that the books have, that you can just get rid of in the films. And a lot of details within the books are things like going to classes, explaining that, and talking about what they do, and you don't need to, that doesn't progress the plot. But unless it's literally taken word for word from the book to the film, like, there's always going to be something people are annoyed about. But you can adapt books really well, and you can adapt books really poorly. Look at The Hunger Games. I think that was a really good adaptation of the books, of all three books. Look at Divergent. That was a terrible adaptation of all the books. Absolutely terrible. They should have kept the same director in all the films to keep the vibe. I think it would have been, if they kept if they had David Yates for the first four, that would have created a really good cohesive vibe. I mean, Chris Columbus was so iconic. I don't know why I think he just wanted to do other things. 7 is a lot to commit to. And I don't blame a director not wanting to do all 7, because that's a lot. And they've got other passions, they've got other projects. And also, I think he left because Chris Columbus is more of a kids' film director in terms of his past projects, like for a younger audience, and then the themes get a lot heavier, so I'm not sure how well he would have actually done adapting it or directing it in terms of the more adult themes and the darker themes as it went on. Where is SPEW, literally? I think they were fine cutting that out. I think that's one thing that, yeah, it's one of those things that people keep going like, oh, where's Spew? And I'm just like, yeah, it doesn't really add much. I was fine with them cutting that. Lord of the Rings were one of the best adaptations because they kept the story consistent. Yeah, I really wonder what the Hunger Games would have been like if Francis Lawrence, who did all the other films apart from the first one, did all of them. Because Catching Fire, Mockingjay, he even did the newer ones as well. So good. The first one was good, but it had some weird choices. The shaky cam, was not my favourite. It was a lot kind of darker and less kind of colourful and exciting. But there's like such a difference in tone of the films compared to the first one to the other two. But I think, like, altogether they did a really good job of adapting it. Like, they cut some characters, they changed some storylines. But I understand, like, why they did it from a film perspective. They also filmed Lord of the Rings together. Ah. Yeah, so that definitely helps. Filming things back to back to back creates a really kind of cohesive thing, rather than having, say, a year's break. Many wish they hadn't believed the Hobbit deserved the same treatment. I'm sorry, I had one bad experience with Lord of the Rings where it felt like it was being played for the entire day, and I was just like, I can't with this. So it's never been something that I got into, and I don't think it ever will be, and that's fine. I've got enough fandoms in my life. Probably wouldn't hate it, but it's just one of those things I haven't watched. I've seen The Pink Sky, I want to try it. I also love how passionate everyone is about Harry Potter and books and films. Not a HP fan, but I love hearing the passion. It is my oldest, most longest serving passion. It's the Harry Potter franchise. I don't know, Disney's probably oldest because I've been watching Disney films since I was a baby. But Harry Potter is also up there. When I was younger, the Harry Potter books were the only things I read. So I would read the series, finish the 7th one, and I'd be like, oh, I kind of want to go back. So I would go back to the first one, read that all through again, and then go back, and back. It wasn't very widely read. When I come to a Jess stream, I always expect to be talking about Harry Potter and Bridgerton. It's endearing, it's predictable. I don't talk about it every stream, but if it comes up in stream, you know I'm going into detail. I don't just pass it off in one comment, I'm going into detail. I hate the Amazon series for Lord of the Rings. I'm interested to see the new Gollum film. Yeah, I've heard about that. I did not even know that there was a Lord of the Rings series, but then again, I'm not into those things. My brother had to stay home sick one time, and my uncle forced him to sit and watch Lord of the Rings all day. Let's just say he went to school the next time he was sick. It was, the memory for me is I went to boarding school from year 7 to year 11, which if I use in Harry Potter terms, was year 1 to year 5. Because that's how our schooling system works. And it was the same school for year 6 and 7, but I was a day pupil instead. But I was staying in for the weekend, we'd gone out somewhere, and on the Sunday, because I didn't usually stay in on the weekends, but on the Sunday, they had Lord of the Rings on the telly. And I swear to God, it was playing all day. Like, we went to go have lunch, came back from lunch, it was still playing. Went to go have tea, came back home from tea, it was still playing. And I was just like, I can't keep track with this. I can't keep up. I was like, how long is this film? 5 hours? Which is probably like 3 and a bit. But it just felt like it was going on forever. Been meaning to ask you about the paper book corners that you use to flag pages. Just YouTube search origami corner bookmarks and a tutorial comes up. I've been thinking about doing my own, but I almost don't see the point because there's so many, and that's what I found, and it is simple, and yeah. I can show you how to make live on camera. So I just have a load of origami square paper, and I cut some down so they're smaller. The way you do it, it's been a while. You fold it in half diagonally, Harry Potter reference, and then you fold one corner up to the top so it makes a diamond shape. Do the same with the other corner, and this is the hardest bit. You unfold these, fold this down in half. It's easier because I've already got my fold marks. And then along this line, you fold this part inside. That's the hardest bit. And that's the most fiddly bit. But once you know how to do it, it's really easy. And then that's how you do it. But yeah, search on YouTube, origami corner bookmark. Yeah, I cut it down. My bigger ones that I have were the original size, like this. And then the other ones were, it got to a point where the sheets were getting too big. So I then cut them down from the bigger sheets that I had. Been trying to bite origami paper with small dimensions. Yeah, I mean, what size is that? I'll unfold it again. I'll do it for you in inches. It doesn't exist. It's about 4 inches. So if you buy origami paper that's 8 by 8, just cut them in 4 quadrants, then you get 4 times the amount of squares for the paper that you buy. Or even if you did, say, 10 by 10 or 9 by, like whatever that is, 8 inches. So yeah, fold it in half, fold these up, fold the diamond down, and fold them inside like themselves. But yeah, when I first started I would like make a bunch of the different colours that I had, and it doesn't take too long once you get in this sort of swing of things. And I hate sticky tabs. I think they're shit. just putting it out there, I think sticky tabs are shit. One, they can leave a residue. Say you're using soft pastels and you go to soft pastel over here and you've put a sticky tab there, it won't stick, and that's annoying. Or you can reuse them and reuse them, but they'll fall out and they'll lose their stickiness, or you'll try and collect them back on the pad that you have and they won't stick again, and it just pisses me off. Whereas this, I chuck in a little, it's like a little pencil holder, just chuck them in there. Kind of, I'll go through and I'll organise them, I'll just kind of put the same colours together, and some of them are done by size, but yeah, I'll just every now and then, once I've got a load, after I've chucked them in here, after using them, put them in there. Little random side tangent. Me too for Disney films. I love Disney movies and all the things, such a huge part of my childhood and adult life. Me too. I will say I did go through that phase when I was sort of about 10, 11, 12, 13, where Disney, I was too old for Disney, didn't want no Disney no more. And then I went to Disneyland Paris for the first time when I was 14, loved it, and kind of reignited the passion again. And yeah, I've been a Disney mad ever since. I truly believe the Disney parks, if you didn't know the story of why Disneyland was created by Walt Disney, the story is, he was sat in a park called Griffith Park, and he was sat on a bench watching his 2 daughters going round on a carousel, having an amazing time together, and he sat there thinking to himself, I wish there was a place where adults and children alike could go on rides and enjoy them together. And that birthed the idea of Disneyland. And it's crazy thinking back to 1955 when the first Disneyland opened, and how small Disney was as a company back then, like in terms of like their catalogue of films. They did not have many. They had Snow White, Dumbo, Pinocchio, Bambi, all the wartime era films, which were rubbish. They had Cinderella, God, what else do they have? What was made in the early 50s? But when they were conceptualising it, they had barely anything. They had the Sleeping Beauty castle as the icon, and it hadn't even been released yet. Sleeping Beauty was released in Alice was early. Alice was in Peter Pan. That was another one. Yeah, I can't think of what else. But like a lot of the Disney rides weren't based on IP because they didn't have much IP back then. Well, they were all based on the same things: Snow White, Pinocchio, Mr. Toad, Peter Pan, Alice in Wonderland. And now as an adult, like, I love a theme park. I love a themed area. I like theming. Not necessarily just Disney, but just theming. honest. Yeah. Do you read books these days? No. Honestly, when did I stop reading? I think it was when I was in my late teens, because I used to read every night before I went to bed. And then I just got out of the routine of reading before I went to bed or before I went to sleep. You know what it was? It was, I think, probably going on these sleeping tablets. Because they're not sleeping tablets per se, but they make me sleepy. And since being on them, I go to sleep within 20 minutes, so I'd barely read anything and I wouldn't get anywhere. And then during the day, I want to colour. So just recently I've been getting into audiobooks. I listened to Sunrise on the Reaping, the Hunger Games prequel. Loved that. Because I wasn't sure if audiobooks would be for me. Because I'm very much a visual learner rather than an auditory learner, so I wasn't sure I'd take in the story if I was listening to it. But I did, and I loved it. And I'm glad I listened to it before the film, so then I can get extra hyped. Even more hyped than I already am. And I've started listening to the Bridgerton books. I've listened to the first one, and I'm about a third of the way through the second one. The reason I haven't come back to it is just because I don't have the time. Got too many colouring videos to watch. And we're just about to get to that time of year where there's loads of colouring videos again, which, again, I love, but it's hard. Hard to keep up with other stuff. Do you have a Daiso near you? Bought a load of magnetic bookmarks, but I love those. Yeah, magnetic bookmarks are also good. I just found they're a bit bulky. Used to be obsessed with Lion King and Fox and the Hound as a kid, and a few years later 101 Dalmatians and The Brave Toaster. I fell out of love with it when I got older and got familiarised with the real Grimm tales. Oh yeah, they are grim. The original ones. Crazy. Couldn't find small ones in my local store. Fair enough. Beauty and the Beast is my all-time favourite. Mine is The Lion King. It is The Lion King. But when I was younger, our favourites were definitely the princess ones and also like animal ones. Not really Fox and the Hound. We did have a really good collection. I think it was inherited from my auntie. Not that she died or anything, I think she'd upgraded to DVDs, so she gave us her video collection, so we watched them all on videotapes when I was little. But me and Zoe watched Cinderella last week, and oh my gosh, I did not realise how well I knew that film. Not necessarily the words, but like the beats of the music and the underlying score. It's got such a good score, that film, Cinderella. Like, the way movement is represented in that film with sound is beautiful. So good. But like, so many of the like little dings and chimes of music, I was able to sort of like quote out loud to myself. So Cinderella was definitely a favourite because I remembered a lot of that. We watched a lot of the Disney Renaissance films, Pocahontas, Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, Aladdin. We didn't have all of them. Like, we didn't have Mulan, we didn't have Hercules, we didn't have... we did have Tarzan, but yeah, there were some that were definitely our favourites, some that we didn't watch as much. But my mum had a rule that we couldn't watch the same film twice in a holiday period. So if we were off for the whole summer holidays, we couldn't watch the same film twice. Just to keep things interesting. And honestly, what a great rule for a parent to have for their kids so they don't get tired of the same film over and over and over again. But that would mean our favourites would get watched every time we were on holiday, because that would be when we tended to watch films. We'd watch one in the afternoon per day on holiday. So like every half term we'd watch the same few, and others we wouldn't watch as much. Aristocats was another one we really liked. 101 Dalmatians. Little Mermaid we watched a lot. And then we had two Pixars. We had A Bug's Life and Toy Story 2. Not the first one, but the second one. Hunger Games audiobook's quite good. Yeah, I've got the Snow one, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, but I haven't... It's on my Audible account. Like, I got it with... I had, I think, 3 months... It was either free or like 3 months for 99p, and I did that to listen to the Sunrise on the Reaping book, and then I got the Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes, and then the first Hunger Games book, and then I cancelled. Then the Bridgerton ones I managed to get with my library. But yeah, I really like the narrator for the Sunrise on the Reaping one. It's me to a T. I fall asleep fast, so I haven't been reading, and during the day I want to colour. Yeah, that's why audiobooks are the way to go, I think. Being able to actually do those two things at once. I'm predictably attached to The Lion King. My favourite animated movie isn't Disney though. Road to El Dorado. Nice. Did love Shrek a lot as a kid. Shrek was big when I was a kid. Stopped reading because I would read at night and would get so enthralled in the book I wouldn't sleep until I'd finished it, so I took a break and never fully came back to them. Yeah, once you get out of the habit it's hard to get back into it. Robin Hood, we watched that a lot, yeah. We like Robin Hood. Do you love 101 Dalmatians? Yeah. One I watched much later for the first time was Anastasia, quite liked it. The only non-Disney animated film we had like that was The Swan Princess, and we loved that. Had some great songs in that film. As a kid I hated princess movies, only like Pocahontas. Oh no, we were definite big princess fans. Don't know if I have a favourite Disney film. Definitely like the characters that are super witty and reference things outside the films, like Genie. Oh yeah. When Zoe and I watch Disney films, she'll often say to me, who's your favourite character? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I can have a favourite film, but like picking a favourite character within a film, I don't necessarily have one. Like, I've got a favourite princess, or a favourite few princesses, a favourite few other characters. But I'm not someone who ever really has a, like, I watch something, I'm like, they're my favourite. Like, I have ones I like, and ones I like a lot. But picking a favourite, like, it's not really something I do or think of. Daughter was obsessed with Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast. I knew them word by word because she watched them so often. Yeah, we liked The Little Mermaid, but it wasn't a favourite. It never has been. I don't know why. Just wasn't. Always loved all the animal Disney films, so Lion King, Fox and the Hound, Oliver and Company, 101 Dalmatians, Bambi, etc. We didn't have Oliver and Company, but we had all the rest. And I bet if we did have Oliver and Company, that would have been a favourite. I watched it properly for the first time a couple of months ago, and it's a cute film, it is. Definitely would have watched that a lot as a kid if we had that. Fox and the Hound, we watched a bit, but not that often. I mean, it's just sad, and the same with Bambi, it's just sad. Like Pinocchio we had, but didn't watch that often. Dumbo as well. Some of them are just weird. Rewatching Pinocchio as an adult, like, what the frick? What a film. It's a rare one, but spooky Disney's The Black Cauldron. Loved Fantasia. My mum loves Fantasia. Of the old school more than the newer ones. We watched the first 5 minutes of The Black Cauldron. The Horned King came on screen. I was terrified and it got banned because my parents had already been burned by me being terrified of Monsters Inc. and didn't want to repeat that same mistake again. So Black Cauldron was banned, and so was The Hunchback of Notre Dame. What was so terrifying of The Hunchback of Notre Dame to me? The gargoyles. Yeah, the comedic relief characters was the terrifying thing to me. Hiya, Tara, welcome in. We're talking about things you do not understand, Disney films. I love Shrek. Shrek is so good. Little grandchildren start with Frozen, then Moana. It's lovely to listen to them sing the songs. Honestly, Frozen, I think if Frozen wasn't hyped so much, more people would love it. Like, it is objectively a great film, like, genuinely, and the songs are amazing, but it was so hyped, it was so everywhere, people just got sick of hearing Let It Go, that people went, nah, don't like Frozen. But it's a great film, like, the story is amazing. Moana is amazing as well. I love Encanto, another newer one. But they're going in a bit of a dark age again. I saw a theory online that we're about to hit another Disney Renaissance, and it's going to begin with a princess film. Yeah. Always the wittiest ones with all the hidden references. Who's my favourite? Like the jokes that go over the kids' heads, but the adults get it. Yeah. Tangled is one of those films. A lot of the lines that Flynn Rider say are like completely go over your head as a kid. I love it. Cannot watch Shrek. It gives me flashbacks of GCSE English. Oh my gosh, you broke down Shrek and had to analyse the different fairy tales? Oh my gosh. That is iconic. What school were you at, Penny, that was doing Shrek for GCSE English? We did To Kill a Mockingbird. Ugh. I know it's an iconic book, but boring. To Kill a Mockingbird, no. I do audiobooks in a big way. It started when I couldn't see to read because of my cataracts. Now I continue as I can listen to the colour at the same time. Yeah, it's a great way of multitasking. And you get really engrossed into it. One of my favourite Disney films that I think is super underrated, and that's Basil, the Great Mouse Detective. We did watch that one, yeah. It was one we didn't watch so much. Ratigan, bit creepy, but we did watch. I mean, it was usually during like the longer summer holiday. It was definitely one of the least favourites, and I haven't watched it since I was a child, so I kind of have very spotty memories. I remember the rough characters. I remember Basil playing his violin. I remember a robotic mouse that malfunctions, and that's about it. Oliver Company for getting Billy Joel, Bette Midler and Reba McEntire to voice their characters. I mean, yeah. What was the song? Why do I worry? I don't know. I don't know the film enough. But it's good bang on that. Finished Flanagan. Love the Mouse Detective. Yeah. Frozen is a great sisters film. It's got a great message to it. The fact that so many Disney films, like, I like the Disney films that have that different spin. Like, you don't have the necessarily like big villain or whatever. And yeah, sisters love saves her at the end. It's cute. You've got the pink background so even. It's the camera. Believe me, it's the camera. Although it looks okay, but you could definitely see the streaks. But I'm going to keep going at it. Thank you. Movie I couldn't watch as a young kid was The Wizard of Oz. Later, yes. As a little kid, no. Terrified of the Witch and the Monkeys. That never bothered me. We watched The Wizard of Oz a lot. There was a lot of musicals that we watched a lot. My mum's favourite film of all time is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, so we watched that a lot. Wizard of Oz, Sound of Music, Grease, My Fair Lady, Calamity Jane we watched a lot. My sister went through a phase where she loved Calamity Jane and I just did not care for it. Like, she was obsessed with that film. When we got a bit older, we came up with this rule that one of me and my sister would pick 3 options or 2 options for the other to pick from. And my sister kind of gamed the system and knew that if she would pick 2 films I definitely did not want to watch that I hated, and one that I didn't like as much but she wanted to watch, she'd know I'd pick that one. Which, honestly, fair play. But I was like, come on, you're doing this on purpose. You're not actually picking ones that you want to watch either, because it was ones that she didn't particularly like. I was like, you're just picking one, so it's defeating the point. She went through a phase of being obsessed with Calamity Jane. I was like, meh. But it's like Grease. Watching that as a kid, it took me until I was in my mid to probably late teens to realise that one of the big plot points of that movie is that Rizzo thinks she's pregnant. Yes, I know towards the end of the film she shouts, "I'm not pregnant." But the way she announces it is that she says she's got a bun in the oven or she's knocked up. It's like, it's not clear, and as a kid it just went right over my head. I had no idea. I even remember saying when I was younger, why is this film a PG? There's nothing kind of wrong about it. And I'm like, oh my god, this film is so there's so much wrong. This is not for children. This is not for children. Oh, because in the UK our rating system, U is universal, so for everyone, PG, parental guidance, so it's a little bit scarier. So most Disney films are a U, whereas some are a PG, like that have a bit darker themes, maybe have some killing and whatever. But yeah, because I think PG is the lowest that you have in the US. Or PG-13, that's the thing people say, isn't it? You got different rating systems. Unpopular opinion, less princess films, more other films please. That will never change because of the Disney target demographic, but I'd rather have fewer princesses. I mean, to be honest though, Kimberlyn, there's 14 princesses and over 60 films. That's not that many princesses at the end of the day. Oh, you've got G for general audiences, that's like your U. Ah, fair enough. Fewer princess films, and honestly Disney just slow down and concentrate on quality. Too many misses lately. Definitely agree with that. I mean, I think the last good film they did was Encanto, and that was what? Was it 2020, 2021? And that flopped at the box office because of COVID. The other thing I did was Macbeth, and someone with dyslexia. Shakespeare does not bring joy to someone who is dyslexic. Yeah, no. Yeah. I mean, I don't have dyslexia. I don't get Shakespeare. Reading, we did an Inspector course for GCSE, but then I did Othello for A-level, and I read it, and we had to like make notes and analyse, and I just did not get it until the teacher explained it to me. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I'm just not refined that way. If you're going to bring back the old Disney, you also have to bring back the music. Yes. You need the Renaissance film structure, the Broadway show style, the I Want song, the friendship song, the couple song. Like, you need those plot points. Oh, so good. Love The Wizard of Oz with Judy Garland. The Wiz scared me, so I've never liked that version. I've never seen The Wiz. It's a bit strange, like, of a concept. Everyone told me to watch the Music Carousel because it was a happy movie. She lied. Never seen that one, actually. There's a quick way to stop that, Jess. Pick one of the ones that you know she doesn't want to watch. But yeah, that meant that I also didn't want to watch it. When you say we, do you mean your parents or do you have siblings? Within the context of talking when I was young, I've got one sister, one younger sister. But if I'm talking in the present, when I say we, I mean me and my parents. My sister doesn't live with us anymore. Never liked Wizard of Oz or Chicka Chicka Bang Bang or Sound of Music. Those were the 3 musicals my parents watched. I would go to my room. Oh, fair enough. I liked them. I still like them. Original Broadway show was R-rated and the movie really cleaned it up, referring to Grease. Yeah, I mean, the what's the word I'm looking for? The hidden meaning of Grease alone is just like, It's meant to be watched, not read. It's a play. I mean, even then, Grease is really not aged well. Literally, I was driving. Drove my mum to when we went to my uncle's for Easter weekend or Easter Sunday, and we were listening to my musicals playlist. So we listened to Hairspray, Les Mis, Phantom, and Grease. So I made a lot of comments about Grease and sort of talked about the same things I said here. And one of the things I said was, if Grease was made today, they would have to change, the ending, like, just add a line saying, because there's this whole thing that, it's disgusting that Sandy had to change herself to fit with it, but he also changed himself so that Sandy would in fact, he changed himself more so that she just whacked on a catsuit and started smoking 1 cigarette. Like, she didn't really do that much. So I think if they just had one line at the end of the film to say, You've changed. You've got a Letterman jacket, Danny, and he goes, you've changed. You don't need to dress up like this for me. Oh, we don't need to change for either of each other. We like each other just the way. You just need that one line, and that would make it for modern day, almost, and that would just make it so much more. You're not changing you're changing because you think that's what they want, but it's not. And just to have that one little line towards the end of the film, I think would make it much more appropriate for today's audiences. But it's like the song Worst Things I Could Do. Like, as a kid, I found that song so boring, but as an adult, like, listening to the words and being like, yeah, like, fair play, love. And also, how did we ever seriously consider that they were teenagers? Majority of them were in their 30s, like, come on. See you later, Tara, take care. Really hope they put The Greatest Showman on Broadway. I think it'd be great. Ali? They've done it. They've made it into a musical. It's currently showing at Bristol in the UK, which is just kind of random that it's at Bristol, but one of my clients went and saw it and she said it was incredible, and said that they actually like lit the stage on fire for one of the scenes of The Greatest Showman and kind of expanded it and needed a really kind of big stage which fitted the Bristol Hippodrome quite well apparently, which is probably why they started there. But yeah, it's had really good reviews, so I bet you anything it will come to the West End and then it will come to Broadway. So give it a year or two and it will be there. They've adapted it. Entertainment is just that. It's not directions for how you should live your life. Absolutely. I mean, it's a musical. In reality, you don't break out into song, but that's not the point. Was it supposed to be satire, though? Because usually the guy changes for the girl. I thought the girl usually changed for the guy. I don't know. I mean, they both change for each other. Wait, what? Ali, don't bother because they sold out in a couple of hours. It was crazy quick. I was not expecting it. Yeah, because I tried. I think I was at work that morning when it released, and I tried in the afternoon and it was all gone. Or almost all gone. They had like one seat scattered everywhere sort of thing. Lovely, Miz. Tomorrow I get to see Alfie Boe. Oh, amazing. Really hope he sings Bring Him Home. Would love to see him as Jean Valjean and see Les Mis live on stage. Yeah, they're doing another concert, aren't they? And Samantha Barks is playing Fontaine this time. Love it. Looking forward to watching that. Many film of H. Bradley. Oh yeah. I mean, it's different. Like, it was a film made in the 70s based on the 60s. Like, things have changed massively. So, and like, with Disney films and princess films, like, comparing Snow White and Cinderella to nowadays, like, it just wouldn't get created. Like, we don't have those traditional values that we want to impart on children anymore. Like, it just wouldn't happen. Like, yes, you can have a love story, but there needs to be more to it than just meeting someone and falling in love instantly. Oh, darn. I mean, for me, it's the sexual harassment lines in Greece that are an issue, but it's also set in the 50s. Yeah, I mean, the chicks all cream. Something that just did not mean anything to me. And also, like, Greased Lightning as a song, like, why are they singing that? It doesn't particularly add anything to the film other than the objectification of women kind of thing, and like how men can score them. Like, yeah. You saw Alfie Ball. I've just combined the names. Michael Ball and Alfie Boe last year. Amazing. No, 1950 tropes. The good girl fixes the bad guy. Grease subverted it to be intentionally ridiculous. Ah, because it's satire that over top enthusiasm guys have for cars. Yeah, and the kind of hidden connotations for what Grease means. I mean, iconic, but weird. Hesitate to say the work should be changed though. Let it sit as a testament to the times and do better. I definitely agree. Like, erasing the past isn't going to fix the future. Like, cancelling the past, like, have the past be a lesson and improve on it for the future. Like, don't just hate on it for hate's sake. Also, than Greece, I'm much more appalled when stuff like that is in shows. It's from the 90s and early 2000s, and I'm appalled by Greece. Honestly, movies from the early 2000s have such horrible messages in them. So much fat shaming, like awful stuff, and like really bad kind of standards that they hold for women. Yeah. Oh, that just reminded me, anyone in the UK, I haven't watched any episodes of the I'm a Celebrity South Africa series that they got going on at the moment. But I've seen clips online, and David Hay, what a disgusting man that is. The things he has said and the way he's treated people. Ugh. I watched a clip of him talking in camp and was talking about this ugly bird theory, where if you are an ugly girl, I say in quotation marks because who are you to determine who's ugly or not? Shut up. But if you're ugly, you have to make your personality be better. You have to be funny, you have to be witty, you have to be clever and smart, whereas a pretty girl can get away with not being funny and witty. And everyone in the camp was just like, you can't say, oh, what? And someone even said to him, do you have the same opinions for ugly men? He goes, well, I don't really think about men. Of course you don't, you misogynistic prick. Like, come on, what an awful thing to say, and an awful opinion to have of women in this day. Like, no. I was watching this clip with my mouth open, like, what are you saying? Yes, Angie, like, what a disgusting man. Beach School Dropout is satire as well. The whole film is a parody. Yeah, I mean, when I was younger, I did not understand that scene. I was like, is this referencing something that I don't know it's really referencing? And I still don't know. I even said that to Mum, and she was like, no, it was just a bit weird in the film. I don't know, maybe it's referencing something particularly American that I'm just not aware of, but yeah. As a 70s kid, I have to say there was entirely way too much adult themes, soft P stuff on TV, and easily accessible to young people. Glad it isn't so freely available on TV now. Yeah. Imagine if there were a adult colouring convention, it would be like this, colourists chatting together about all things and colouring together delightfully. Exactly, it would be so much fun. You'd have your little nerd out table. You want to chat about Harry Potter and Hunger Games, come over here. You want to talk about books and reading, go over there. They wonder why more and more women are staying single. Literally. Or why, it's like some people are like, I'm kind of wishing I'm a lesbian now because men are awful. That's the other kind of sentiment that people are having nowadays. Maybe Joe at Piggy Pens can set up a colouring convention for us and we can all gather together. I'd love that. I know Colour with Claire was looking into things, doing like a colouring retreat. Doing it somewhere in like the Midlands of the UK. But yeah, it would be awesome. Always choose the bear. Improving what we chose the bear, exactly. Speaking of parodies, I will never forget that. Oh my gosh, Ali, you just unlocked a memory. I had that on DVD. I thought it was like peak comedy when I was about 14 or whenever it came out. Oh my gosh. Also, the Twilight parody film. Did you ever see that? With Jacob and his peen which wrapped around his leg. I mean, that's getting a bit much for for this, but oh my gosh, what a time. Yeah, the Starving Games. They like changed their names. It was like Peter Malarkey, wasn't it? And Can't Miss. Imagine all the stuff us USA people would have to pack for a colouring retreat to the UK. Yeah, sorry, how many kilograms of baggage do we get? I think I need you need one case. Use your carry-on for clothes, and then your checked luggage for colouring. That feels right. But also bring something on your carry-on, because can't be without it on the plane. Isn't this awful guy just rephrasing pretty privilege? I think at the end of the day that's what he was trying to say, but he just worded it in the most disgusting way and was really kind of focusing on... He was calling it ugly bird theory. Really focusing on girls being ugly. And I'm just like, ugh. She's crocodile for a man. Suitcases for sure. Did you say you had it on DVD? I don't know if I still do, but I did. I had it on DVD. I think I asked it for Christmas or my birthday or something. Back in the day. What a time of life that was in like the, what was it, mid-2010s, when there were all these parody films. With like popular franchises, like there was a Twilight one, Hunger Games one. Wouldn't be able to come to a colouring retreat in the UK. Barely getting any work hours. I mean, yeah, it would be a big commitment for people to do that. Definitely. I mean, even in the UK, right? All the people we can meet in person, yeah, definitely. Scary movie parodies, oh yeah. I haven't watched any of those, but I know of them. In fact, I remember at school someone saying, Jess, let's watch a scary movie, and I was like, no, I don't do horror, and they were like, it's not horror, and I was like, I don't care, it's called Scary Movie, I don't want to watch it. And I just would not accept the fact that it wasn't actually horror. Because I was very much no to horror. Because I was a very scaredy child, I thought I would hate horror, so I just never watched it. And then I became an adult, and I started watching horror, and I quite like it. Don't mind it, actually. Tell you what, doing this gradient background whilst chatting on stream is a good way to do it, because they can be quite boring. Still not quite there, but I think I'm going to bring out my Derwent White to kind of blend up from the bottom. See if I can smooth it out with this pencil. Wonder how many stories of exploding markers the Americans would bring back from a UK colouring retreat. Oh yeah. Too traumatised from going to a party in the 7th grade where we watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre on VHS. Oh yeah, that reminds me of watching a clip from one of the Saw films when I was, I want to say year 8 or 9, so I would have been about 14, I think. 13, 14. And if you know the Saw films, it was the death of Kerry in the... Is it the angel wing trap? Where she's got to stick her hand in a vat of acid to get a key, and she does it, and it's horrible. She goes to unlock it, and the trap's rigged. And I was just like, why do you ever want to watch this? Fast forward like 10 years later, I'm a bit obsessed. I love them. But as a child, like, traumatising. Disgusting. Yeah, the ribcage one, yeah. I just watched that and I was like, why did I carry on? It's one of those things that once you start watching, you're like, why am I still watching it? Quick trip to the Derwent shop. Oh my gosh, I need to go to the Derwent Museum one day, definitely. But it's up north, I think, and I don't go up north. I'm such a southern little girl. Tricked in watching Texas murders, couldn't sleep for months. Oh god. There was someone who bought Copic markers in Japan, was concerned they would explode travelling back, but all was well, they reported. Oh, fair enough. I think as long as you don't use them on the plane, because of that like pressure, then you should be fine. I can imagine uncapping them on the plane, it would go. Best country is up north in the UK, lol. Well, I disagree. I mean, I don't think where I live is that great, to be honest. I'm not particularly proud of where I'm from. I don't go way big up my town. I think my town's absolute rubbish. Times have changed, so Sleepaway Camp horror movie was a rite of passage in my time. Oh yeah. Still terrified of scary movies. Growing up, my dad had a replica of the box from Hellraiser and literally refused to enter the room it was in. Oh my gosh. So it's not caring what we're watching. Gen X upbringing in a nutshell. Lake District would be beautiful for the place of next retreat. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of nice places. I feel like though, as someone who has grown up in/near the country, I'm kind of desensitised to the country. I'm just like, nice, hills, sheep, cows, woo. Just don't care for it. Passing around our garden hoses to drink from whilst we watch horrifying movies unsupervised. Oh my god, never in this day and age would you drink from a garden hose, absolutely not. Sometimes wonder if I should move north. I could get a much bigger house, but I am so southern, I don't think I can do it. Yeah, same Amy. Like, I'd miss the URs from the southwest. The thing is, everywhere has their like advantages and disadvantages, doesn't it? I remember the first time I watched Scream, I was 10. I used to have to check everywhere in the room before I went to sleep in case Ghosty was there. That's one thing. I've also never seen any of the Screams. For the record, I can't do scary movies either. I had trouble with Shaun of the Dead. That's the zombie parody, isn't it? With oh my god, what's his name? What's his name? What's his name? That guy, British guy. What is his name? I've got Penn in my head for some reason, and I don't think it is Penn. Pegg! I was so close, so close. Simon Pegg. Nick Frost, which genuinely I'd only ever heard of Nick Frost because he was cast as Hagrid in the new Harry Potter series. And we're back to Harry Potter. Still do the cadmium. Oh, nice. From the south of England, and my town was rubbish too. Yeah. I mean, Wiltshire as a county, I'd say all the towns are shit. They really are. Full circle. Shaun of the Dead is a classic movie. I've seen clips of it. Of how you say Potter. I mean, just English really. Harry Potter. Potter. Hot Fuzz is probably the best of the Cornetto trilogy, but Shaun of the Dead is a close second. One sort of scary movie I could do is the older Carrie film and a film called Rose Red. My town's a shithole. My city nice. I mean, Bath's my closest city. Which, yeah, it's a pretty... But again, I'm desensitised to it. Like, I used to go to Bath every single month because my orthodontist was there. In fact, my orthodontist was at the circus, which... the most famous place is the Royal Crescent. Like, that's where loads of period pieces like Bridgerton have been filmed. Except the circus is a full circle of those style of houses, and my orthodontist was in one of those houses. So I just got so used to it. It was just so normal for me. But I will say, like, Bath as a city is a very pretty city. Compared to Bristol, which is my other closest one. Like, much nicer than Bristol, that's for sure. There's going to be a new scary movie coming out later this year. Oh yeah, I did hear that. Glasgow is the friendliest city in Scotland. To the point our slogan is make people make Glasgow. Nice. And if you say Bath, all I can think of is the wife of Bath's Tale from the Canterbury Tales. I'm not familiar with that, I'm afraid. I'm thinking I need to do these butterflies yellow, because I don't want to introduce another colour to the page. And then I might outline them in gold. Add some gold dots. Scary movies with their rated R, no household comedy. You weren't required to read the Canterbury Tales. How is that not required curriculum in the UK? No. We did a little bit of like Beowulf at school, but no. Yeah, it's not required. I mean, up until the year or 2 years after I did GCSEs, it was then a requirement, or they changed the curriculum so that all text had to be from the UK, because a lot of classic GCSE texts were American published novels. So I did To Kill a Mockingbird. Other people in my school did Animal Farm, I think. No, Animal Farm was one of them. Of Mice and Men is what they did. And I think they were all American. I'm not sure. I am just completely flabbergasted. You know. Anyone else from the UK? Canterbury Tales? Yes, no? For me, no. I remember, yeah, I did Beowulf, but that was like not for exam years. That was, I want to say, year 8. So I just remember doing it. I don't remember anything about it. Standards have dropped. Canterbury Tales are pretty much a different language. Yeah, at A-levels I used to complain like, oh, it's in kind of old style English, and my teacher would be like, it's not old English, it's not the Canterbury Tales, it's not Beowulf, and I'm like, alright, okay, it's not that old English, but this is not how we speak nowadays. The only book I read for English that I actually enjoyed was Pride and Prejudice, and that was one I picked myself. I actually read that and was like, I liked that. It was a good story. because for our coursework we had to compare 2 books, and you basically just had to pick a question. You had to answer a question in an essay. So you had to compare 2 books, one from pre-19th century, one from post-19th century. So I did Pride and Prejudice and The Time Traveller's Wife, and compared how love was represented across the 2 books. Can't remember anything about what I wrote, but that's what I did. I had to read Canterbury Tales in the US in the early 2000s in high school. Oh. Can't remember any of the books I give every year in high school. You get like 2 books you have to study, so one year I had 12th Night and Great Expectations. Yeah, I did 12th Night in year 9, I think. 1984, George Wells. I did Chaucer. Yeah, Chaucer wrote Beowulf, I think, because I recognise that name. Christ, next year will mark 20 years since you finished. Yes, at A-level. Ah. Yeah, A-level I did Othello as the play. Oh, and what were the books I did? I did a Picture of Dorian Gray, which at the time I didn't like, but I think looking back now it's not that bad. And we also did, oh, it was something really weird and a bit more modern. It was released in the 2000s. Oh my god, what was it called? I've not a bloody clue, but it was all about like ghosts and shit. It was rubbish. Trying to know, now remember how all of the British lit I had to read in high school. 11th grade was almost all British lit and Greek mythology. Didn't do anything about Greek mythology, so that's kind of cool. Had a semester of British literature in my last year of high school, 12th grade, where we read some Shakespeare plays and Beowulf, for example. I mean, a Shakespeare play, like, everyone has studied at least one Shakespeare play in depth. It was unusual that for my GCSEs we didn't do that. We did Inspector Calls instead, which is another kind of iconic GCSE play, another British play. Definitely easier to understand. It's a murder mystery plot. It's basically just like 5 characters on a stage with the Inspector Ghoul. I remember nothing about the plot other than the fact that the person who dies drank bleach. That's about it. That's all I can remember. I remember doing a report on the Serpent and the Rainbow because I was obsessed with Gabriel Knight at the time. Switched to just English language because I hate the pretentiousness of studying literature. Our school didn't do English language as an A-level option. We only had English lit. We had a lot of A-level classes that didn't exist because there wasn't enough interest for it, or they didn't have the teachers or whatever. Like, there was no A-level languages for my year because not enough people wanted to do it. There was no drama, no music, no English lit, no religious studies. Got rid of that. I had Brighton Rock for English and that was horrendous. I haven't heard of that. Thank God my mum was a bookworm and we were big fans of the library. Shot my English teacher because I sat at lunch reading Stephen King The Shining. Oh my gosh, yeah. We did Inspector Calls and a Shakespeare play. One was for a written exam and the other for a spoken exam. Oh, that's not fun. Yeah, we had to, for GCSE, all the exams were closed book, which I think is such a stupid way of doing things. Because when I did A-level, it was open book, so you had the book next to you. Didn't have any of your notes in or anything. But you could look and find a quote. So you had to memorise all these quotes from an Inspector Calls. is I remember just having flashcards of quotes that I might want to use in an essay in the exam. Just stupid. Like, why are you making children do that? But for our spoken part of our English GCSE, I remember we had to do like a debate thing. We had to like talk about, you had to pick a side of like an issue. I remember doing mine on capital punishment and how I do not believe in it and don't think it is a good thing, and I got completely flustered in mine because I started my I remember this so clearly. I started my speech with an rhetorical question asking that, if someone commits a crime, does that mean that they should die? It's something along those lines, and someone just shouted out yes, and it just completely took me off my tracks and I had to redo it. I like sped through it because it had to be at least a minute long or something like that, and I just sped through reading it so quickly I had to redo it and take my time and do it in a private session. I was like, don't speak out while someone's speaking. I hated doing public speaking though. Even if it was just in front of people in my class, I just, not for me. What do you mean English language? What would you study in that class? Yeah, lessons are split into two different classes. One is English language and English lit. So, okay, Amy's got it. English language is the study of the use of language and the development of language. So it's stuff like contextual analysis, rhetorical, persuasive writing, child language development, phonics, etc. Literature is the study of themes in books like Romanticism or postmodernism. English class have all sorts of writing and grammar study. Yeah, we have two different courses almost. So I've got a GCSE in English language and English literature. You had to do 2 papers for each, and it was compulsory. You have to pass English language in the UK, but you don't have to pass English lit. And for an A-level, English lit is respected more than English language. There's all sorts of funny things, but yeah, English language, you're more talking about the use of words and how impactful they are, so you're more analysing the text, whereas English literature, you're analysing the story, the book, the premise, the thematic choices. So for English language you had more kind of like, although you did also have prose, like poetry and prose. But English language, you'd be like, there'd be more kind of, I think we had like a creative writing section where you had to like write a newspaper, or you had to write a descriptive piece about something. Like you had an option in one of your exams, it would be like, write an informative piece about this. You just have to make something up, and that would be part of your English language exam. Yeah, English language is more about analysing the specific words, whereas English literature is more about the text as the whole. English language is basically focusing on how the English language is made up and how we use it. English literature is study of usually classic literature and poetry. Higher education, you can focus on just one side. University level, we even had to do phonetical transcriptions. Oh my Christ. School was literally 30 years ago. I remember taking Spanish and Latin, but I couldn't tell you how our English class was set up. You see YouTube as a form of public speaking when making videos or live sessions. I feel it is for me in a way, and I get nervous with videos sometimes. If you asked me 5 years ago, I probably would have said yes, and I probably would have never started YouTube. And just something changed, something shifted, and I just didn't care as much anymore. As I got older, I still don't like public speaking, but I can do it if I need to, like if it's got a purpose. And I don't know, I see this as different because it's more sharing a hobby. If someone wants to listen, they do, but it's quite niche as well. I don't feel the fear of other. Whereas when my mum and dad go around telling people that I've got YouTube, I feel so embarrassed. I'm like, don't talk about that, please. What if you aren't good at writing papers because one or more of your diagnosed disabilities are not accommodated correctly? You won't get a good grade. Honestly, that's how it would be. You do have support systems, like those with dyslexia would have extra time in exams. It would usually be like 25% extra or something like that, an extra half an hour on a 2-hour exam, something along those lines. So you could get extra time. You could also have a reader, so it would just be someone sat next to you, they'd be in a separate room and they would read the question aloud. I thought to myself, I could think of nothing worse than someone reading to me during an exam, but they wouldn't be able to help you. And in very rare cases, people would have a scribe, so you would say what you want, like if you were really couldn't write well at all, then you would have a scribe. And I think some may even have, you can type. There's different like special considerations that you can apply for and get. Yeah, I think I had one kid in my year that had a scribe. Lots of things. Lots of additional help. Never thought anything could beat English language in confusing me, but I took sign linguistics, which is how sign language is made up in university. Oh wow. Unless you were taking a specific elective class like a creative writing or journalism or poetry class or whatever. Oh yes, so you know that is not a thing. You'd learn that all in English. Like at GCSE you would have, it would just be an English lesson and you would learn about language and literature at the same time, but they were 2 separate exams, 2 separate grades that you would get. Spectacles was great in the theatre, although it was never mentioned. I believe the inspector was a relative of Daisy, the girl who drank bleach. Oh, yeah, I don't think it was. I think doing it at school, like, part of the curriculum should be go and see the play. But no, we just had to read it. People with special educational needs typically had assistance, whether it be writing on a computer or by hand, having extra time. Yeah, Amy, you got it. Now they have to take learning disabilities into account, which makes up the person's work. Well, you would have hated O-levels then. Debating is good for critical thinking. Also scribes. Yeah, there's different things. University, I had stickers that went on my report or assignment that stated I had dyslexia, and I had 10% leeway when it came to punctuation, spelling and formatting. Ah, there you go. Some schools it is. I worked in a school where I arranged school trips to the Globe Theatre. Oh yeah, we did a trip to the Globe Theatre. What did we do at the Globe Theatre? We just looked at it. We didn't watch anything there. We just looked at it and did a drama workshop, which I hated. Yeah. Taught in a school where nearly half of the students had additional needs. Oh gosh. Vigilating was difficult and we needed so many. Yeah, and so many extra helpers. Because each person needs a reader, if they've got a reader, and you can't have rooms that are too busy with too many. That, yeah, I can imagine that was a, oh Christ, no, logistical nightmare. Where's my white? There's my white. Support for learning disabilities in the States is not always what it should be, because education seems to be one of the first things that goes downhill when the people at the top need another plane. Yeah, well, the thing is, the way the school system in the US and the UK is set up is so different. Like, the US seems to be a lot more holistic in a way, whereas the UK, how well you do at GCSEs is dependent on one day in that one exam. You may have some courses that require coursework, but that would make up 10%, 20% of your grade, barely anything. When I found out that part of your grade was made up by turning up, by attendance in the US, I was baffled. I was like, what the F? You get a percentage of your grade just for showing up? Like, that's just a requirement. Like, what? I couldn't believe it. And for us in the UK, once you finish your exams, you are done with school. You don't carry on going to lessons. You are done. When exam season starts for GCSEs and for A-levels, You are just revising, you don't have lessons, you don't have classes. You just revise, study for the exams, and you do those exams, and then once you're done, bye-bye, off you go. There is no US school system. We have 51 different systems. Yeah, that also as well is kind of insane. A few years ago, I read a story about a student diagnosed with cerebral palsy being denied the accommodation of typing on a computer, one of the GCSEs, and instead they recommended a scribe, but she needed to type. I mean, yeah, that... I can imagine that happening, of them going, no, we choose you to have a different requirement or a different support system than what you want. Yeah, but you'd get that with lots of things where they think they know best. Yeah, did mock exams as well. What you're talking about, getting a % of a grade for showing up, I know no teacher where that is true. Oh, I've heard it from people. Like, attendance was part of their grade. Like, a percentage of their grade was attendance. I've heard it online. We did mock exams too a few months before main exams. Yeah, but they don't count for anything. Yeah, just practice ones. Hiya Andrea, just got home from work. Guess you're about to wrap up. Yes, I am. I think I'm going to leave it here actually, because one, I want to go to bed, and two, I think I might want to play around with this still more. It is mostly there. In fact, I say it's good. But yeah, I might. That's the thing about gradients, you just got to keep layering those pencils. There we go. Ali, every class I had, even in college, had attendance as part of the overall grade. That is insane to me. I've heard of failing a class because you missed a certain threshold of classes and having a gajillion unexcused absences, but not being graded on attendance. What's another thing I found crazy? Pop quizzes as a concept. And like seeing them represented in media, which I know is not accurate or whatever, but like a pop quiz to me, like as a person who went to school in the UK, I thought it was something along the lines of like end of week test, like a knowledge recap test, but it actually makes up part of your grade and they just randomly give them to you. Like, why are they called pop quiz? Why are you making it sound so fun? Why? Oh, pop, like it sounds fun, yet they're not, and they actually go to part of your grade. And the fact that so much of your grade is just built up over time, whereas for the UK it's one and done. If you have a bad exam, you're done. You get a bad grade. If you get to a paper and you cannot remember the answer to a question, you fail. Well, you don't necessarily fail, but yeah. It can, but if it does, it should be a very small part of the grade. Pop just means unannounced. Yeah, that's crazy. Went to public elementary school, then a public middle school, and finally a public high school. No attendance is part of the grade. Ah, there you go. So see, I wasn't making it up, Kimberlyn. Alright. I know at my university they would like penalise you if you missed a certain percentage, but that wasn't all. That was only on some courses. It was very course specific, not university wide. Like when I did nursing they had it, but when I did psychology, nah. They didn't care about you showing up because they recorded everything. Yeah, I say I'm finished and then I keep going, that's my problem. Many more qualifications are based on continual assessment, yeah. I just think like there's so many ways that you can assess someone or assess how good someone is, but having them memorise, and it's all based on your memory, not necessarily comprehension, it's your memory. I don't like things like that. Like, I just don't think that's a good way of basing things. Right, it kind of looks like watermelon. Looking at the screen, it doesn't necessarily in real life, but like the pink, the white, the green. But yeah, I think I might mess around with this a little more tomorrow, but I am done. I'm done for tonight. Oh my gosh, it's almost 11 o'clock. I thought I would get this done so quickly, but I mean, I did. Just we had a lot of chat. which I love. Since you love this new mythographic, would you consider colouring a page next month on one of your lives? I can definitely try. I've got a couple of requests for lives and I'm struggling to get to them. I'm going to only do a single page of Kirby, so that should hopefully be a bit quicker. But yes, I could definitely try to get that done. But I will see. I'm making no promises, but I will see, and I'll keep it in mind. Yeah, night everyone. In my university, if you weren't in the lecture hall on time for law classes, they shut and locked the doors. The class was at 9, you better be in the whole lecture hall by 8:59. Oh, crikey. Yeah, that's not fun. Yeah, we had some fun chats tonight. Really enjoyed it, and I like how the page looks. Yeah, I'll probably finish this off at the start. Not the start tomorrow, when I get home from work tomorrow. And the best conversation and colour along. Yeah, it's definitely a chatty one today, which is fun. I always like the chatty ones. But yeah, I hope everyone has a good rest of your day, good evening, good night's sleep. And I'll take care. Hope you take care. Bye everybody.